Hey guys, Merry bloody Christmas. Not quite a Happy New Year yet, but Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, wherever you are watching in the world, unless you're in America where it's probably still Christmas Day. I don't know anymore. It's already gone past Boxing Day over here in Australia. No Gaz today, but joining me as ever is Matt. Matt, good morning to you as it hits 1:15 in the morning local time. It's still bloody hot. Oh, mate, how are you? Merry Christmas.
Oh, good, mate. Yes, yourself. Did you have a good Christmas?
Very good, mate. Very, very good. Big shout out to all of my family across the planet. Currently, one of them is flying, making their way over to Sydney as we speak. Left London a little over 3 or 4 hours ago. So looking forward to seeing my niece. Yeah, had a good Christmas, mate. Really, really good Christmas. So can't complain. But been really looking forward to what I think is going to be a massive Boxing Day, full of goals, full of action. Mate, I'll have no voice by the end of it come about 4 o'clock for me. So yeah, super excited to get into it. Straight down into the chat. Gaz is at a family event. Come on, you Spurs. Gavin over in Thailand could hear a pin drop in the Man City Stadium. Shocking. Daniel Knight, Chelsea fan. Daniel, obviously, we are covering the games today for you. Chelsea versus Fulham's our main game. Obviously, got all of the other 3 p.m. games as well. Enjoying the City downfall, and I'm still hanging over for Christmas. Haaland missed the penalty. Stay humble. Exactly.
Yeah.
Always stay humble, Daniel. That is indeed correct. Yeah, look, really, really excited for today. Big games. Obviously, there's a little over 3-4 minutes left of the Manchester City game. Currently 1-1 there as 89 minutes approaches on the clock. Seamus Coleman just coming on. That's another very good potential result for Everton if he gets a point there at the Etihad. But we're going to, as I said, be looking at Chelsea versus Fulham. There's also Bournemouth Palace. That's another very good game. Newcastle, Aston Villa. Absolute brilliant game there. Matt, you're covering. That's one of the 2 games you're covering. Forest Spurs is the other one. I'm sensing an upset there. We'll talk about that one in a moment. And Southampton versus West Ham. Could there be a new manager bounce there down at St Mary's? Fortunes have got to change for them if they harbour any ambition of staying up. So there's plenty of good fixtures later on today. Wolves, Man United, and Liverpool, Leicester. Just as we climb into bed, not together, Matt, but you know, about 4 a.m. So
Nice and cozy.
Hey. Exactly. So yeah, look, really, really excited. Let's get straight into Chelsea versus Fulham. West London derby. Chelsea at home. They're having a great season, Matt, under Maresca so far.
Mate, they're having a surprising season. I really don't think anyone would have expected Chelsea to be where they are. It's especially this early in the season, but Maresca seems to have him humming, and you know, full credit to him. I think there's been a lot of criticism around Chelsea, you know, around the expenditure and chopping and changing managers and, you know, in-house fighting and whatever. And somehow they've just seemed to block it all out and starting to really put together some good results. You know, I think there was an interview with Maresca midweek, and they were asking him, are they title contenders? And he said flat out, no. He goes, this team needs to learn how to win.
I agree.
Yeah, you know what? And I actually watched the interview, and at first I was kind of like, what the fuck? And then I thought, you know, that's refreshing. It's refreshing to hear that from a manager, like that. You know, the reality of his situation is, and there's probably a little element of him trying to take some pressure off his side, but you know, it was a real response. You know, he come across like, you know, this team's going to get there, but we're going through the learning process at the moment. And I thought that was refreshing from a manager.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Team news is confirmed for both Chelsea and Fulham, Matt. Look, few injuries for Chelsea as well. So Sanchez in goal. looks to have made the number one position. He's still not sure whether Chelsea might look to change him in the summer, but right now he is the number one under Maresca. So, yeah, Robert Sanchez in goal, Malo Gusto at right back. I'm a big fan of Malo Gusto, and he's getting probably more football than he ever thought, given the inconsistencies and the injuries that Reece James gets. Tosin Adarabioyo in for at centre half. Badashile injured these days, and obviously up against his former club being Fulham. Levi Colwell in at centre half as well, and Mark Cucurella, the sideshow Bob lookalike.
Cucurella.
Yeah, Cucurella. He's a very good left back. Has had some stick in his day. Wears the wrong boots by Puma and throws him in the bin. Great advertising. He was suspended last time out in at left back. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in the holding positions. Romeo Lavia is close to return, but not quite fit enough today. Jadon Sancho, Cole Palmer, and Pedro Neto. That three scares me. If that clicks, that is deadly, deadly. And I was reading a couple of weeks ago that Jadon Sancho could be available for as little as £23 million. He's starting to find form as well. And no Madueke in that three. Arguably, this is a stronger three. And Nicholas Jackson up front for Chelsea.
The enigma.
Yeah, I know. The initial thoughts on that lineup?
It's a young lineup, but to be brutally honest, it's an impressive lineup. Like, you know, we talk about Sanchez in goal. Like, I really think Chelsea will probably look to upgrade there. You know, I mean, he's playing well. Don't get me wrong, but is he really that elite top class goalkeeper? I don't think so. I think they'll keep him as a backup, and they'll look to get someone in there. I've got massive raps on Levi Colwell. I think when he went to Brighton on loan, he was absolutely outstanding there, and he's come back and he's really fit into what Maresca's doing there at Chelsea. Tosin, another good acquisition. Like you said, Gusto, you know, he's had the run of games because Reece James is injured, but I'll tell you right now, I think that if Reece James comes back, I think Enzo, he's still got a lot to prove to me, I think. You know, Caicedo's, he's just absolute beast in midfield. But I really want to talk about like the attacking front, like Cole Palmer. He just has this team absolutely singing, mate.
Let's bring his stats up on screen from the last game, which was a 0-0 draw. But let's bring his stats up. I think whatever Chelsea want to do, it's all around this man, isn't it?
Oh, 100. Well, you know, the telltale sign of that is they've moved him into the 10. They've moved him in for the right wing and they've put him in a position where he gets on the ball more often. That's the kind of influence he's having over this. And to be honest with you, since they've switched him in there, this Chelsea team's been humming.
Yeah.
Big influence, I think. And I think, too, he's probably influenced Nicholas Jackson a little bit as well. I think getting good service from Palmer is probably, you know, good link-up play with Nicholas Jackson. Jackson, like, you know, with his speed, likes to, you know, play off the shoulder and get him behind. Suits Cole Palmer's game down to a T, and, you know, they're getting results from it.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Obviously, Chelsea last time out didn't score. First time that they haven't scored since the opening game of the season. Top side now away from home as well. I know they're at home today. 14 goals in their last 5 games, unbeaten, I think, in their last 6. They look the real deal, and everything they're doing goes through this man. And I think even as he matures, Cole Palmer, as a player, he'll become even more important to them. There was some crazy players going around the other day about what Pep Guardiola's let go when you think of Morgan Rogers over at Aston Villa. We'll take a look at him in a moment as well. Cole Palmer, bargain at 40 million pounds. But it's the passes, it's the touches, it's the accuracy of his passes, you know, the crosses. He's an all-round attacking midfield player. And it's going to benefit England, I believe, potentially if they can find a position to make Cole Palmer, Saka, and Jude Bellingham all work for England, because obviously in the summer, Southgate sort of used Palmer on the right-hand side as a sort of replacement for Saka. And that's not what we want to see at an international level.
Mm. I think personally, and this, I might get a bit of criticism for this, but I think in the England team, they need to look at using Jude Bellingham from a bit deeper and let Cole Palmer play in that 10 role. I think Cole Palmer is a much bigger threat offensively than Bellingham is. Bellingham's more of a box-to-box midfielder for me, whereas Cole Palmer's a more creative style goal-scoring midfielder for me. And I think that, you know, they can get more. I think if they put Jude Bellingham deeper, gave him a license to bomb forward, I think it'd be a far better result for England. And their problem is going to be finding a left winger for me, and the striker issue. I say striker issue because to be honest, the pasture. He lacks serious pace now. Yeah, great finisher, great everything. Whatever. But I think his days are numbered for England. Personally, I think they've got to look to Ollie Watkins or somebody up front, some young bloke with a bit of pace. Change things up.
Number one striker. Just quickly, guys, it's finished 1-1 at the Etihad between Manchester City and Everton.
Yes.
Credit to Sean Dyche, who is creating, I think, now a proper team, and given the new ownership, has a real chance to take this club forward. That's draws now against City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. That deserves a lot of credit. That's gutsy, regardless of Manchester City. That's no rubbish team there. That's another great point. Another point away, from home. Another point towards survival. They'll definitely survive for me. And Sean Dyche has been hammered this season and has had to deal with a lot of rubbish. That's another very good point. The other thing, quickly, guys, I just want to say, big shout out to K7. Great content, guys. Mate, really appreciated. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing. Anybody today watching for the first time, welcome to the Footy Social Club. We cover all of the 3 p.m. games every week without fail. All the Premier League's greatest content right here on the Footy
Social Club. We miss you, Gaz.
Yeah, we do miss you guys. One thing you may pick up is we've got a few grommets on the internet on Matt's side. We'll have that fixed by next week. Do stick with us; it will be okay. Look, I want to talk about Fulham as well now. So they're gonna slightly change. They're gonna go 5-4-1, a little bit defensive from Marco Silva. Bernd Leno in goal. Castagna at right back with Issa Diop, Joachim Anderson, Calvin Bassey, and then Anthony Robinson. He's going to be the player I want to focus on in a minute. Alex Iwobi, Pereira, Sasa Lukic, Adama Traore down the left, and that man Raul Jimenez up top. Whilst I don't like the formation, Matt, I do like quite a few of the players that Marco Silva has in this team, notably Robinson, notably Leno, notably Joachim Anderson. Timothy Castagna's a good player. Pereira's a good player. I like Traore on his day. Raul Jimenez looks a completely different striker this season, the one before the huge head injury. They're moving in the right direction, but they've drawn far too many games in the last few days, but they will have European aspirations this year.
Yeah, look, I think Fulham's been somewhat of a surprise packet. I don't think, early season they were flying out of the gates. They've sort of come down back to earth a little bit lately with, the few draws that they've had. But, we sit here and talk about teams like Everton and Sean Dyche where, he's got some big draws against big teams. And then, we compliment that, and then we look at a team like Fulham who get a few draws, and we see it as a negative. But I think that's probably because they've given themselves a bit more a higher expectation the way they come out of the gates this season. And look, are they going to make top 4? Probably not anytime soon. Are they a Europa League side?
Yeah.
Possibly. Still, probably wouldn't lock that in. What's the other one? Europa Conference or whatever it is now. That's probably where I think they'd be hunting around, get European football. No, you know how much I feel about Smith Rowe.
Injured.
They've got an absolute gem of injured, yeah, but not a long-term injury, short-term, so can't look too much into that. But I mean, they brought a gem of a player in there, Pereira. You know, and look, you want to talk about that Robinson at left back, mate? I'd love to see him come to Arsenal. To be brutally honest with you, I'd love to see him in the
Bring him up on
rotation for
screen right
Arsenal.
now. Yeah, bring him up on screen now. These are his stats against Southampton last week. An overall rating of 7.8. For me, he is, along with Kirkes at Bournemouth, probably one of the two left backs that I believe could probably engineer a move to the likes of an Arsenal, to the likes of
Yeah.
Liverpool, who I think Robinson's probably on his way on the decline there at Liverpool. This one could come in as a replacement, as I said, Kirkes as well. It's not just for me the ability to defend, it's the ability to get into attacking positions. It's the engine going forward as well. That's what makes him such a danger and what I think will make him in such demand. Season on season, he has got better and better. He is more confident. He's a goal threat. You know, in his last game against Southampton, 108 touches, 74 passes, 59 of those accurate. These are good stats from a left back.
Yeah, mate, and like to add to that as well, he's a great defender. But let's not forget that, like, you know, being an Arsenal supporter, you know, watching last time we played Fulham, mate, he absolutely shut Saka down. Like, if we're being honest, like Saka, he was absolutely brilliant against Saka. I mean, we know the class of Saka, and I mean, like, the guy I think, for me, I think he's a top class defender. He's got a lot to his game, and I think that a move. Look, Fulham would love to keep him because I think he's the captain at Fulham now. I just can't see him staying. I think that he'd have ambitions.
But
sorry, what was that?
So he's not captain, but certainly good enough to be one. Obviously, Mr. Consistent with America as well as the USA. I think, yeah, as I said, Fulham for me will want to keep hold of him. But again, I'll be interested to watch him today up against Jadon Sancho. That's a real test for me. But Robinson's quick enough to deal with him. The trickery will be interesting. But I think he's being watched by a lot of the top sides.
Well, look at what top sides are in need of a quality left back. You've got Arsenal could use him in the rotation. Liverpool, if Andy Robertson goes, it means you don't really have a United, you know, there'd be a spot there in there too. The guy would have a lot of big clubs that would be very interested in him. Like, and you know, it depends. It's going to depend on the price tag, of course, and how much Fulham want to sell him. To be honest, if Fulham have got ambitions, they might try and hang on to him for another season.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to Sterling down in the chat. I think he might end up at Man due to their prone defensive issues. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, no, look, very, very good player. What have we got? 25 minutes. We're going to have to roll on. We've got plenty of other games we need to talk about beforehand. Just before I do that, though, Matt, what's your score prediction for today between Chelsea and Fulham?
2-2.
2-2. Desmond 2-2 just got that there with your internet issues that we are having fun with on Boxing Day. Hopefully they'll find themselves out. That's all good. We'll make it work. Don't worry. I need you on this show today. All 5 games that I've got to get through. Everyone listening will be patient with it as well. Desmond 2-2 for you. I'm going to go Chelsea 3, Fulham 1. I think Chelsea will be far too strong at home. Pedro Neto for me to bag a brace, and Nicholas Jackson the other. Let's talk about Newcastle versus Aston Villa game you're covering today for us, Matt. This set to be an absolute, I think, humdinger of a Premier League fixture. Newcastle's never easy to go to. Villa starting to get themselves back into a little bit of form following last weekend's win against Manchester City. we'll look at the team news first, Matt. What have you got?
Oh, give me 1 sec, bud. I'm off the boil there. Do you want the Newcastle lineup first?
Absolutely, they're the home side.
Yep, we got Dubrovka in goals, Trippier, Shah, Byrne, and Lewis Hall. In midfield, Guimaraes, Joel Linton, and Tonali. Up front, Jacob Murphy, Isak, and Anthony Gordon.
Where do
Same lineup as last week. Yeah.
Where do we start? Where
Well,
do we start with that? I mean, there's one key player to talk about. I think.
Isak,
Yeah,
your mate.
we'll come to him in a minute. Newcastle at home are different to away. Eddie
Yep.
Howe is building. I still feel like he's building something there, but he would like, I think, money to spend in January. But
Yeah.
PSR financial fair play continues to hamper them.
It's a funny thing with Newcastle, isn't it? Like they make the Champions League. You think they got the money to spend. They're going to get hampered by PSR. Now they don't look like they're going to make the Champions League spot, so they're probably not going to have, the money that they want to go and invest. And then you look at the owners of the club are probably richer than every team in the Premier League combined. Like they'd be champing at the bit to get rid of PSR, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we got a decision to make in the summer.
me.
One of three between Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, who's the captain, and obviously Isak. And Isak's where I want to look at now. Stats from last week. We covered the Newcastle Ipswich game as well. Now he picked up a 9.8 rating, as good as you can get, pretty much. I'd round that to 10 any day of the week. A hat trick, yes, it was against Ipswich, but it wasn't the fact that it was against Ipswich. It was the manner of just his overall performance, his potency in and around the box. Three goals from 5 shots, all of those 5 shots on target, 18 passes, 2 of those key, 31 touches for a striker is, I think, absolutely brilliant. So he is a danger man. What do you value him at, honestly? Goals in the Premier League are worth their weight in gold, but it's the fact that he's doing it at the very top level. What's he worth?
Okay. Are we going to do the realistic worth, or are we going to do what the football transfer market will probably wield, or club?
Transfer market of him in the Premier League, because you're going to pay Premier League tax. You're going to pay every other tax going straight up. Not a long story. What's he worth?
Well, he's 100 million.
More than.
Yeah. Well, how much more north of 100 million? That's the debatable part.
If Declan Rice is 100 million, then he's 150 plus.
Oh, mate. Yeah, I don't know about that.
You value Osimhen at 100, and Osimhen has not done it in the Premier League.
I don't rate Osimhen at 100. I think very few players are at 100 million plus. I think Isak, as good as he is, I would say at a stretch 120. But what players sold for 150?
Yeah.
Like that's like, and if you're talking about some of the biggest names in football that have been sold for massive prices, do you put Isak up there with them? No. Is he the finished product up front? No. I just don't. I can't see.
He's got so much ability. Put him in a Liverpool side up top. Put him in a Chelsea side. Manchester United, Arsenal. Other than Man City, he goes in and improves every team
everywhere he goes.
Other than probably Man City, where Mr. Stay Humble starts ahead of him.
Okay, so where do you realistically see him going?
Arsenal.
Who would? But we're not going to pay. There's no way we're going to pay. I don't even think we'd pay 120.
Arsenal.
I really don't.
With players, I believe, for Newcastle.
Who's Newcastle going to take?
Jesus.
You think they'd take Jesus?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't think Jesus necessarily want to go there, but I
don't think they'd take it because of his wages.
I do think that there'd be a chance that he could go. That he could go there. That's a definite that he could do that. That's a death.
Newcastle were gonna shift Isak out, they wouldn't be looking to bring someone in on massive wages because they want to be looking to invest their money. And bringing Jesus, what's he on, 250 a week?
Yep.
Something around that mark. Yeah, mate, they're not going to look to bring someone in that's not that lacks the production that he does. Because let's be honest, he does. He's not. He's a 15 goal a season striker at best. That's all he's ever been.
Yep.
They're not going to pay him 250 a week. They're just not.
Nah.
They're just not going to pay it. I think they'd look to invest in a younger bloke, and spend money elsewhere to, because I think they're going to lose Guimaraes as well. I think he'll go as well at the end of the season if they don't make Europe. And yeah, I think they'll use the money they'll sell those two off, pull in 200, 230 million odd between the two of them, and they'll reinvest that money into building a better squad. That's not obviously it's going to be missing those two key players, but they can build.
Give me Villa's lineup, Matt.
Yeah, give me 2 secs, bud. Phone keeps going off. Martinez in goal. Dine at left back. Torres, Konza, Matty Cash. Midfield, Kamara and Anana. Up front, Morgan Rogers, Yuri Tielemans, John McGinn, and Duran.
Big fan of Duran, big fan of Rogers, big fan of Tielemans, big fan of McGinn. I like Kamara. Anana, I'm not that bothered about. Like Pau Torres. Obviously, Emi Martinez, former Gooner, great shithouse of a goalkeeper, but obviously one of the best in the world. They've had some patchy form of late, and I think that's to do with more of the Champions League than anything. But big win against City last time out. They're still heading in the right direction. Do I think they're going to make Champions League this year? Probably not. But let's talk about the battle between Watkins and Duran, and it's Duran that is up on screen now. Got the goal against City last week. Again, a 7.5 rating, very consistent, got 80 minutes of football under his belt. 3 shots, in the game, all on target, got his goal as well. 20 passes, another player that's coming deep to get the ball, 29 touches, 2 offsides. The manager probably won't like that. Draws a foul, though. The manager will like that one. Definitely will like that. He's young, he's raw, and Emery doesn't pull any punches about trying to defend that. And I think tactically he wants him to be more aware. But do you think as the season goes on, we're talking about Duran becoming Villa's number 1? And let us know down in the chat as well. Is there an opportunity here to stake a claim for being number 1? Because he's starting this time away from home. So that shows me he's got more discipline.
Well, it's a decent argument, isn't it? Look, at the moment, he's not doing anything to lose the job. I think that's the key thing. His form's been good. He's a busy player up front. He's scoring goals. What more can you ask for him? I think the thing with I don't think at the moment it'd be a definitive the job's yours, because Ollie Watkins obviously is a class player, and his form hasn't been that bad. It's been good, to be honest, but just Duran's been better.
Yeah.
And I think that, Emery's a smart operator. He's not going to make any decisions like that till the end of the season. And then it's going to be a matter of how's this season going to play out. If Duran, if his form says, he's the striker for the rest of the season, then obviously he'd be looking to go into next year as the number 1. And then I think Ollie Watkins would probably be looking to walk out the door. I think Emery would like to keep both of them, but sad reality is I think one of them will walk at the end of this season.
Yeah, hard to do, especially when you could reinvest that money in the squad.
Oh, definitely.
I think that's a tough ask. 15 minutes till kickoff across the Premier League, so still got a few games to rattle through. How do you see this one going for you, mate?
I think there'll be a few goals in this one, but I think Newcastle will get the biscuits, being that it's at home. I've got Newcastle 3-2 over Villa.
Oh, goals, and more
goals.
I think this one will be a draw. I think this will be
A
2-2.
draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Desmond
think-
2-2.
I gave Newcastle the edge because they're at home.
Yeah, you can't argue
That was the
against that
tiebreaker.
either, Matt. Yeah, the Geordies, especially at St James's, are forever the 12th man, and if they get the lead, it can be absolutely phenomenal there. But like, I'm just, I think Villa have got enough to be able to hold on
Yeah.
and get something out of this one. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll stick with you, Matt. We've got Forest versus Tottenham as well. Now, Gaz will be gutted as he's down the pub with the family, not covering this one. Spurs on. I would say there'll be some apprehension and some nerves as well, though. Forest have been exceptional. Could they make Champions League? And before you answer that question, can you get the lineup on your phone for me?
Yeah, mate. Just give me 2 secs. This bloody thing keeps turning off. Who you want first? Forest?
Yeah, absolutely. They're the home side.
Yep. Sells in goal.
Yep.
Aina, Milinkovic, Murillo, and Williams in the back. Anderson and Yates in midfield. Alenga, Morgan Gibbs-White, Hudson-Odoi, and Chris Wood up top. The statue.
Solid, ever so solid. Chris Wood, who is out of contract at the end of the season, Matt, as well.
Ooh. No, I think they'll be signing him up.
Yeah,
they'd be mad not to.
Absolutely. He had a quiet game last game. I've got him up on screen here. We're not just looking at strikers. I want to have a look at Milenkovic in a minute as well. But before I do, he has had an exceptional season, Chris Wood, hasn't he? Literally the focal point of everything that they're doing.
Oh, mate, he's been for the spear for them, hasn't he? He's been that, without being a dynamic striker, he seems to have found a role at Forest where he can be productive. And he's a big body, big target man, getting the job done up front, and he allows those sort of creative like players in Gibbs White and Alenga and even Hudson-Odoi around him to, get him in good positions, get him good ball, and he's finishing them off.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to quickly just look at one other Forest player. I touched on this with Gaz in the watch along last week. It's Milenkovic at the back. Exceptional. He's a player with levels. Murillo's the other one. 7.5 rating, 11 clearances, 40 touches, 5 duels won, 3 of those aerial, 21 passes, 15 of those accurate, and drawing fouls as a centre half as well. They are very good stats. I'm going to get Murillo's up as well. Let me just try and see if I can find him.
Where did Milinkovic come from? Serie A, Fiorentina?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Murillo as well. Brazilian, 7.5, 9 clearances, 37 touches, 3 duels won, 2 aerial duels, 20 passes, 19 of those accurate, dispossessed in this game. Yes, only once, but dispossessed. But if you look at the spine that Forest are building, it's actually not a surprise to see where they are.
Oh, I think it's a surprise that they're coming fourth. But look, I don't think anyone realistically put Forest in a European spot this season. Will they stay in a European spot? That's probably debatable. I don't think they'll be top 4. But full credit to them. They're building a squad there. They spent a lot of money, brought chop and change players a lot in the last 2 seasons, a lot. But they seem to have nailed down a system and a group of players that are performing at a high level.
Yeah,
I think a lot of teams sort of build squads the wrong way. I like to build them from the back. I think that's key. Good defense wins your games.
Yeah.
Good foundation, and that's what they've got. They've got good players at the back there. They build a good unit. A player that's not playing today is that Danilo, the young Brazilian kid. I know Arsenal had big eyes on him. He's got a massive future as well.
Yes. Morgan Gibbs-White's another one, mate.
Morgan Gibbs-White, yep. He's another player. And then Alenga.
Yeah, and Anya right back, mate, as well.
Yeah,
They're building something formidable down the right. They both got goals last week against Brentford. Like they went to Brentford and won. They've been to Anfield and won.
one.
They
Yeah,
won at United, I think, which is easy these days or whatever
easy
else.
these days.
Nuno Espirito Santo has got momentum, and I actually believe he's
Yeah.
got the right chairman who will back him going forward.
Oh, he's got to. It's short. I mean,
Who's gone there as well, right? Like there's
yeah.
lots of positives.
Yeah, well, I'll be interested to see exactly what Edu does there because I think Edu's role is going to be around running all of the
Oh, yeah,
football clubs.
globally, yes, but it's the experience at the next level. That's what more the point that I'm making.
Is he get more hands on for us? Do you think, or do you think he'll be?
Oh, yeah, absolutely have it. He'll absolutely have it. He'll absolutely have it. Look, we've got to move on. We're running out of time before kickoff. Give me the Spurs lineup. Obviously, in massive injuries across the Spurs squad. All the Spurs fans, obviously crying injuries, and Big Ange, obviously an Aussie, Matt, is under massive pressure. He's starting to buckle for me in the media. Odds have been shortened on Graham Potter coming in as manager. I don't see that. But Ange's odds shortening for sack are one behind Lopetegui, and so are the new man. But we'll talk about that during the course of the show. Give me Spurs' team.
Fraser Foster in goals, the evergreen Fraser Foster.
Yep.
Udogi, Archie Gray back in the middle again with Dragerson. Jed Spence playing it right back. Benton Cores in the midfield today with Papasar. Son, Kulusevski, Brendan Johnson, and Solanke up front. Look. It's not a bad Spurs side. I think just
grow a pair. Your goalkeeper's missing. Oh well, never mind. You've got a Dogi Dragusin who you bought in to be a centre half. Jed Spence is a right back with experience. It's only really Archie Gray in there that lacks a little bit of experience. Fraser Forster's
playing out of position too.
100 and something Premier League games. Bentancur's back. That's your guy. Sarr, all Spurs fans are raving about Sarr at the start of the season. You got your captain song. Kulusevski's playing. Brennan Johnson's a man in form, and Solanke's now scoring goals. Honestly, what are you moaning about, Spurs fans? What are you moaning about? Tell me down in the comments. What are you moaning about? There's nothing wrong with that team. Got a few injuries. I'll get my old violin out and play you a couple of songs that'll hopefully cheer you up. But look, what's your thoughts on this team going forward, mate?
It's so hit and miss with Spuds. Look, don't get me wrong, mate. I love sticking to the Spuds. I'm an Arsenal supporter, so I got no love for them whatsoever. And I don't feel sorry for their injuries either. So yeah, it is what it is. Look, I think defensively they're decimated. Like no consistency there. I think they need players like right through. I think they need a new keeper. Probably someone at the back, someone in midfield, maybe another player up top to an attack. I think they need players everywhere, Spurs. Yeah, they've got enough firepower there to score goals. It's just whether or not their style of play is going to stop them from conceding.
Go on, Karen. Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, mate. I think Forrester. I think Chris Wood's going to be an absolute handful for their defence. Like he's going to give Archie Gray an absolute nightmarish day today. I can't see that turning out too well. And I think Forrester just going to be too organised, too good for him.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. One player I want to talk about is the importance of Dejan Kulusevski. I'm a big fan of his. Good player. Actually, a Gooner as well. Once upon, in terms of an Arsenal fan, he got a goal against Liverpool last time out. There, no Maddison today, and I'm just looking at the Spurs bench in general. Again, Spurs fans talking about the fact that they're full of injuries. They've got Pedro Porro on the bench. They've got Reguilon there. They've got Yves Bissouma. They've got Bergvall. They've got Maddison. They've got Werner, who I don't think will ever play for Spurs again. To be honest, I think he'll probably go in January. I'm somewhat surprised that Maddison's not on in that team, but there's more depth there. I think it's
Mm.
really just injuries. Quickly, mate. What's the score going to be in this one? I'm going to go for Forest 2, Spurs 1. But what are you going for?
Well, I'm going to go a little bit better than that. I'm going to go Forest 3, Spurs 1.
Righto. Well,
I think Forest are. I think Chris Wood's going to be a handful for that defence.
we'll
I
see.
think, yeah,
We'll
I
see.
think they'll get them.
We'll see. Right, let's reel off the last two pretty quickly. Bournemouth versus Palace now. Arguably, you got manager of the season here, mate, at Palace, at Bournemouth, and Palace are now starting to find a little bit more form, although they were thumped by Arsenal last time out. Bournemouth team news. You've got Kepa in goal, who was in my team of the week last week. Obviously, Bournemouth winning 3-0 out at Manchester United. Max Aaron's at right back. What else have we got here? Zabarnyi, Huijsen, who scored against Man United. Milos Kerkez, massive fan of Kerkez at left back. Lewis Cook, Ryan Christie, Semenyo, Clivert, who is now starting to play like his old man. Utara, and then obviously Ernest Unal up top for Bournemouth. For Palace, Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson, Mark Gahey, Lacroix, Trevor Chalobah as a back three, Tyrick Mitchell, Jefferson Lerma, Will Hughes, Daniel Munoz, who's been in the goals recently, Aberechi Eze, Ismail Sarr, who scored against Arsenal, and the big man Mateta up front as well. Goals potentially in this game, mate. Goals could come across from both sides. Clivert, for me, has got goals in him. Semenyo's got goals. Kerkez is dangerous down the left-hand side, a bit like Robinson at Fulham. But for Palace, mate, Sarr, Eze, Mateta, goals there. As I said earlier in the lineup there, Munoz as well. How do you see this one going?
I'm going to go against the grain here, and I can see a Palace upset here. I think Palace will get this 2-1.
Palace 2-1. I only see a Bournemouth home win or at best a draw for Palace. I think this will be 2-1 to Bournemouth. But yeah, plenty of goals, plenty of quality on show as well. And I'd love more time before kickoff. We have to start these shows a little bit earlier so we can cover even more, get the chair 2-3 hours earlier. That's what we need to be doing. Down in the chat here, we've got Sterling's going for a Bournemouth 2-0 win. Big shout out to Malcolm Swiftwood. Happy Christmas, mate. Hello, chaps. Chelsea Forest Bees to win.
G'day, Malcolm.
What else we got here? We got Southampton versus West Ham. Now the new manager bounce. This one could be interesting. I'll be keeping an eye on this one as well. I'll give you the lineups and we'll give our predictions. First pick here, Ramsdale in goal. Harwood Bellis, Bednarek, Nathan Wood as a back three. Sugakawa in at right wing back with Flynn Downs, Ugachukawu. I hope I've said that right. Kyle Walker, Fernandez off a front two. It doesn't get any easier. Of Adam Armstrong and Onuachu up top. And it's a fairly attacking lineup, to be honest. I expect a little bit more structure in this Southampton team with the new manager Juric as well. For West Ham, Fabianski in goal, Emerson Palmieri, Max Kilman, Mavropanos, Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well. Mohamed Kudus, both you and me are huge fans of him. Thomas Souček, Rodriguez Holding, Carlos Soler, Jared Bowen, and that man Fulkrug up top for West Ham. That's going to be key, I think, that midfield today for both sides. Who's going to win that? Southampton are not going to score goals. Aaron Ramsdale's going to do his absolute best to keep those out as well. I expect goals in this game, and I don't think it'll be a new manager bounce, Matty. I think West Ham and Lopetegui will get the better of this, but I think it'll be tight. I'm going to go 1-0 to West Ham for this one.
1-0. I'm going the opposite. I'm going 1-0 to Southampton.
1-0 to Southampton?
1-0 to Southampton. Why? I just think West Ham are spiralling. I think they're playing horrendous. And as bad as Southampton are playing, new manager, you know, they're all going to be out to press for their jobs. I think they might get West Ham here. I think it. To be honest, I think it's going to be a bit of a stinker of a game. But yeah, I got Southampton 1-0.
Well, we shall see. How about that? We shall see. Southampton 1-0. Right. Let's get to what everyone wants, and that's the watch-alongs. That's where this changes. Let's get on to the right games for this week. What have we got? We got Chelsea versus Fulham. That's my main watch-along. So, as I said, Chelsea's lineup. So Matt's going to be looking after the Newcastle
Villa,
yeah,
Forest Spuds,
Forest Spurs game, and the game is underway at Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Clock's on. Literally just getting underway. I'll get you to turn your volume down for me, Maddie, just because I can hear it. You can turn that down so not everyone else can hear it. I'll also keep you across all of the other games as goals go in.
We're underway at St James Park.
Yeah, underway across all of them. Excited for this. So what was your best... mate, I am hearing there is a very, very early goal at Newcastle. I'll come to you in a moment when you know more, but I'm hearing there's an early goal.
Oh, yeah. Who's that? Oh, Anthony Gordon with an absolute peach of a goal.
Straight over to you, mate.
Yeah, mate, just give me 2 secs. I'm just waiting for the replay to come back up. Mate, he scored an absolute screamer, Anthony Gordon. Cut in from the left-hand side, got it on the right foot and went straight to the back post. Beautiful.
Not the start that Aston Villa would have wanted.
No, not even remotely close. Not this early up into the game, Jesus.
Not the start they would have wanted at all.
Oh, it's gone. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Villa got dispossessed in midfield. They've cut the ball out to... I can't see who that is. I think that was Zisak. Isak's played it wide to bloody... to Anthony Gordon. Oh, no, Joel Linton, sorry. It's passed it, got it out wide to Anthony Gordon, who's just cut back in on his right foot and absolutely hit a peach.
What we want.
That's a great finish.
We want
great finish by Anthony Gordon.
We want plenty of goals in this weekend. That makes it...
Well, I said 3-2. We're out early.
Yeah,
so...
You did. We'll see what happens now.
Villa are a bit under the pump here. It's good to see. Let's hopefully Forrest will get spuds and make Gaz's Christmas dreams not come true.
Happens.
Oh, here we go. We've got a corner here. Forrest has got a corner here.
So not much going on in the Chelsea game at the moment. Ball's just being knocked around as Fulham come forward with the former Arsenal man, Alex Iwobi, down the left-hand side.
Arsenal 2.0.
Arsenal 2.0, yeah. No Reece Nelson out long-term injured. No Smith Rowe also injured. Chelsea fans down in the chat, what are we thinking? What are Chelsea going to do today? Fulham fans as well. Do you think you can get a result at Stamford Bridge this Christmas as the ball's given away in the middle of the park? Jadon Sancho has it, but Fulham win it back. I reckon Fulham could be good enough here. They could be good enough.
No, that's why I got them for the draw, mate. I think Fulham, I'm not going to be outrageous to say Fulham can get a win. I think they can definitely take a point from this game.
Yeah, they are good enough. I don't want to do them a disservice.
I just something just come up on my radar just before. Isn't a bit of deja vu that Jed Spencer's gone back to Forest? He got Forest promoted to the Premier League
and starting for Spurs today.
Yeah, it's starting for Spurs today.
Absolutely.
Yet Spurs are lower down the ladder than Forest.
Yeah,
I'm
mate,
sure he'd be super impressed with that move.
absolutely.
Oh, here we
Absolutely.
go. Who's that? Son? Oh, no. Son's just had a shot then. Not much of a shot, to be honest. Keeper saved that pretty easy. Oh, Newcastle. West Ham are in all sorts of bloody 6s and 7s at the moment.
How are you watching West Ham? You mean Villa?
Oh, Villa. Sorry, mate. Wrong jersey.
Gonna
Sorry,
say-
all you guys down there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've got that under control at the moment. No other goals anywhere else as I look at Maresca as
Yep.
Southampton come forward here. But off the bar! West Ham should be leading. West Ham should be leaving. It's Wan-Bissaka down the right, bombing forward, cuts it back, edge it all about penalty yard spot. Soler is coming in, hits it hard, straight onto the face of the crossbar. Ramsdale spreads himself, was getting nowhere near it. Stays 0-0 at St Mary's, but West Ham really should be in the lead.
Sterling down in the comments has got West Ham 2-1.
Don't see that.
Oof. Yeah, I don't think there'll be that many. I mean, it's either going to be one of those absolute stinker games for me where there'll be no goals. Someone will jag a winner and that'll be it, or there'll be a ton of goals and it'll just be a no defense game. Like,
Yeah, that could happen as well. That
I
could
mean,
happen.
both teams are really not in any kind of form at the moment.
It's very quiet in this Chelsea game. There's really not much going on, guys, at all. Chelsea being very patient, just building the ball around, knocking it around middle of the park, trying to get that man Cole Palmer on it. Even Cucurella sort of playing in the number 10 role at the moment. He's lovely
Jesus.
curly locks bouncing around. Not jealous at
Mate,
all, obviously, for those that
I'll tell
looking at my my hair. Don't know.
your shiny dome.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mate, do we have Aaron in the green room tonight?
We don't. We don't tonight. Don't. Not tonight.
Oh,
Sound
Jonathan.
asleep, I would say, at 2:05 today.
Yes, it's we do enjoy doing this program. We get a lot of joy out of it, but we do have to suffer for our joy.
Absolutely, mate. I absolutely love doing this. I absolutely love doing this program. Just update a couple of bits before we go any further. There's a lot
question
in the back line.
So, did you get your traditional Christmas meal in, mate, for Christmas, or did
Absolutely.
you?
Absolutely, I did.
Yeah.
Absolutely, without fail. Look, I had a great Christmas. To be honest, I was obviously very excited to be here on the podcast and whatever else. I know we were talking in the group about that and whatever else. And yeah, I do live for this podcast. Like for those of you that join every week and whatever else, like this is something I get so excited about. And obviously, daughter on Christmas Day, and those of you that know me, 5-year-old and whatever else, and that's an amazing present to watch her open presents and all the Santa stuff and whatever else. That stuff's magical, absolutely magical. But I look forward to the podcast. My favorite was probably
it's a little gift to yourself, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah,
every week.
Favorite present came from the missus, and it cost absolutely nothing, mate. Absolutely nothing. But it was a very, very nice message on Christmas Day. And yeah, mate, it definitely gave the old feel good factor. And that for me is exactly what Christmas is all about. So,
definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had a relatively quiet Christmas, to be honest.
So,
my darling missus knows I don't mind a cheese platter and cured meats and whatnot. So I got to splurge out and
you see the
graze
10,000 backpackers on the beach.
Oh, God. Did you see the bloody mess they left again?
Disgusting, mate. Fuck. Ball into the box here for Chelsea. Collected by Burnt Leno at the back post. Nice little ball in that from the left-hand side, trying to search out Pedro Neto. Jadon Sancho and Neto have swapped over wings. Sancho down on the left-hand side, as it currently is at the moment, and Pedro Neto on his more familiar right-hand side. Another one that I think Arsenal may have let go is Pedro Neto. I think he would have been a great improvement for Arsenal, as Moises Caicedo. Chelsea now really starting to grow into the game.
Well, I think the thing with Pedro Neto was the concerns over his injuries. You know, I think that's probably why Arsenal bought it, paying them. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Oh,
what game are you watching currently?
That's the Villa Newcastle game. Oh, here we go. Too much on it. Villa just had a lovely free kick. I thought they were going to get a great shot on goal then, but it was well blocked by Newcastle. Ball's deflected and broke loose for Isak, who's taken a horrible touch. And just, mate, if he'd got a better touch, he was 15 meters past the last defender and bloody off to the races. But horrible first touch for him. Hudson-Odoi in the Forest game just had a lovely shot there. Good build-up play by Forest here. Oh, great. Who was that? Morgan Gibbs-White with an absolute peach of a ball. Hudson-Odoi cuts on the right foot. Just puts it over the bar.
Over at Southampton, ball into the box there. Cut back. Oh, Southampton. Southampton should have scored. It's a big chance, big header. 6 yards out. Couldn't quite see who it was, but it's gone wide. They need goals, Southampton. No Armstrong up top today, no Archer. Yeah.
What's this in Gaz in the bloody comments there? Sterling. What's Sterling got 4-0 where? What's that in the comments, Chris? Sterling impulsive 4-0.
Yeah.
What games he's got 4-0?
Been at the Balloons for Forest Spurs.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gaz. What's going to be the excuse this week?
We shall see. We shall see. Welcome along to all of those watching. Great to see so many people down in the chat. Much appreciated. I'll be keeping an eye on it. 12 minutes here in the Fulham game. Balls with Cole Palmer. That man, Cole Palmer. Moises Caicedo.
Yeah, the Forest and Spurs game's been very back and forth. Not a lot of clear-cut opportunities, but definitely been playing some end-to-end football. Over at Newcastle Villa, Newcastle have probably been the more dominant team, to be fair. Had a couple of really good chances, creating a lot of half opportunities too.
Plenty.
Good ball in here. Oh, good stop.
Just having a quick look at the Bournemouth versus Palace game. One great thing about living in Australia, you get all the 3 p.m. games. Hence, we're able to do what we do.
Thank you, Optus.
Yeah, thank you. Other providers may be available.
Hey, that's an interesting topic for you, Christian. That Dazen Sport, is that the UK?
The Zone
just bought Foxtel out.
Yes, yeah. I saw that. Won't make any difference for the Premier League. Optus have tied it in for quite a while yet. Free kick here for Nicholas Jackson.
I thought there was negotiations coming up soon for the Premier League.
No, it's with Optus Sport for a number of years, and long may it continue. They do a very good job. Nicholas Jackson giving away the foul. Big shout out to Madge. Welcome along to the Boxing Day of the Footy Social Club. As Fulham and that man Robinson down the left, Iwobi Not much moving, no one really in the box, but they're trying to make some. Sanchez collects the ball.
What's your take on Jadon Sancho's reversal of form at Chelsea?
I think Maresca deserves huge credit for that.
Yeah. Do you think his lack of form at United was down to the manager or an attitude thing?
Make Manchester United are a mess. Look at where they sit in the league table. Too many Ten Hag's a mess. Too much dead wood. Not for me. I think Sancho may have played his part, but Ten Hag, I think, also has a part to play in that. So don't really buy too much into that. Look how good he was at Borussia Dortmund. Look how good he was when he went back on loan. I think he's a player that needs a little bit of confidence in the Premier League, and I think Maresca is getting not the very best out of Sancho, but I expect to see second half of the season Sancho go up another 2 or 3 gears. Chance here for Bournemouth already. From Kirkes, that man down the left.
Ooh. Morgan Gibbs White's just absolutely wiped out.
That man, the Iceman, Cole Palmer, has fired Chelsea into the lead, and that trademark rub of the arms has been done. Chelsea ever reliant. We talked about it in the pre-show, just how important Cole Palmer is for the Blues. And he is the man that has put them in the lead. Just seeing the goal now, picks the ball up 25 yards out from goal, jiggles round a few players and bends it through the legs into the bottom corner. It's an exquisite finish from the England international. Bernd Leno stretches, absolutely no chance. And that man, Maresca, fist pumps the air as Chelsea on the 16th minute take a 1-0 lead at Stamford Bridge.
That man, Cole Palmer.
Yeah, mate, indeed.
So what do you reckon Pep would pay to get him back right about now?
70, 80 million. Malcolm Swift, I can tell you it's about 32 degrees here at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's anything but quiet. Well, it might be quiet outside. It's anything but damp and dull. And it's certainly not damp and dull on the Footy Social Club what day is it? You lose it at Christmas. Is it Friday?
Oh, Jesus, I think it's Friday.
Friday in the UK. We'll go with that. What a goal that was from Cole Palmer, the man that goes from strength to strength. Arguably the Premier League's best player. Maybe only Mo Salah is better this season.
Yeah, well, they'd definitely be the top 2 for me. It would be the third. It would be third on that
Bukayo
list.
Saka.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
Too inconsistent. I don't think he's been that consistent this season.
I reckon Bukayo Saka. Is it Thursday? I don't know anymore, Malcolm.
Mate. It was Thursday. It was Thursday 2 hours ago.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I have no idea. Christmas completely throws you, mate. I have no idea anymore. Just looking at the Bournemouth Crystal Palace game. Palace have got the ball. That was Chelsea's first attempt on target, first attempt in general that led to a goal. So it's a bright start.
Yeah, Villa's starting to get back into this. Oh, Villa's starting to get back into this game a bit now, starting to get possession back. It's a bit more evenly spread now between them and Newcastle. I noticed Gaz in the comments commenting about some of the tackles in the Tottenham Forest game. Look, it's been a very end-to-end game, the Forest Spuds game, but I don't think there's been too much in the tackles, Gaz. I think you need to stop whinging, buddy.
Oh, I'm just seeing the Southampton. Tell you what, Southampton have now been brought. Fernandez header from 7 yards straight at Fabianski. Could there be a goal next coming at St Mary's? They've had now 2 gilt-edged chances. West Ham have had one as well. Could there be goals coming there this afternoon? More than what we thought.
Well, I told you, mate. I got Southampton 1-0. Someone's going to jag one, and then they'll defend. They'll defend to the death.
West Ham, Chelsea come forward again. Cole Palmer with the shot, too soft. Leno gathers it easy. Nicholas Jackson to Palmer in the box there. Left foot opens his body, down low for Leno. Easy save, that one.
Villa on here, Duran, out to McGinn. Enough players getting forward for
How have Villa reacted, Matt, since going the goal down so early?
Mate, they were at 6s and 7s, to be honest, for probably the first 10 minutes of the game. Newcastle were definitely the dominant side, but they've really worked their way back into the game now, and they've probably had, a 50% share of possession in the last sort of 10 minutes or so, and they're starting to look very dangerous, Villa, but they're getting into position, like both teams are getting into positions to get opportunities, but I think Villa's just lacking clear-cut chances or even half chances, whereas Newcastle has sort of had more definitive chances, I would say.
Yep, no, fair enough.
They've looked that little bit more quality on the end of it.
As you were talking,
Villa about a free kick here with Tielemans about to go.
As you were talking there, Raul Jimenez just fired a right-footed shot across goal. Half chance. Sanchez had it covered. And down at Bournemouth, Utara has just driven a left-footed shot right across the face of goal. Really powerful low drive that Henderson was scrambling to try and get to. Bournemouth growing in the game there. So chances coming across the Premier League this Boxing Day. But as of yet, goals only at Chelsea through Cole Palmer and Anthony Gordon at Newcastle versus Villa.
Yeah, just in the Villa-Newcastle game, Dingley's just had an absolute cracker of a free kick. Dubrovic's had to go full stretch to save it.
What's
free kick.
Gaz moaning about with the Nottingham Forest game? Not happy about the cards. Ref needs to get some cards.
Oh, he reckons they're being too tough. I reckon they're tackling too tough.
Always moaning, the Spurs fans. Never happen.
The injuries.
Exactly. Bournemouth coming forward here as well, cleared. Yeah, plenty of action.
I agree with that, Malcolm. West Ham are a confusing team. I think Lopetegui's a confusing manager. I don't get any of his tactics.
Good save that from is it Tielemans' free kick, was it, or McGinn?
No, Digne.
Digne? Yeah, good save.
Yeah, good save with Dubrovic. Full extension, got two hands on it, but so nice bit of keeping.
Wobie has the ball here to Pereira. Pereira long shot
on the ball,
miles over the bar, miles and miles. Big thank you to everyone watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Get in the chat as well. West Ham are a confusing team, no consistency. Malcolm, I couldn't agree more. I think what was telling was when David Moyes said he'd go back for a third term. That probably tells me he's still speaking to the owners.
Oh, hold on. Yellow card here for Kieran Trippier. Oh, I don't know about. That was a tough yellow.
January fast approaching. Plenty of teams will be looking to do plenty of business, I think, especially some of those teams that maybe are in higher positions than they thought. I'm thinking here of Nottingham Forest. I'm thinking of Fulham. I'm thinking of Bournemouth. Teams that really might want to try and consolidate on the great start to the season. Unbelievable, really. We're what, one game off of the halfway mark of the season already. Liverpool running away with it.
Mate, if I told you at the start of the season that Nottingham Forest would be sitting at 4th at Christmas, what would you have said?
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Unbelievable.
Big shout out to Erin, who is awake at 2:25 in the morning and watching the show.
Gaz wants some turkey.
So like and subscribe, guys. We need more turkey sandwich.
Why do we have to have turkey at Christmas? I'm more of a bloody pork roast or a lamb roast person.
I had pork yesterday.
Yeah,
What it is not is a prawn.
I'm not a
What
big
it is not
turkey
is
fan.
prawn. That's not what it is. Christmas is not about
Mate,
prawns and
come on.
barbecues.
See, yeah, but it's Australia, mate. That's our tradition. Every country's got their own Christmas
Hey,
tradition. Ours is
you
seafood.
can do prawns anytime.
Mate, we've got the best seafood in the world. That's why we have it. Nope, Joel Linton with a shot there. Bobbling around. Martinez with an easy save.
Anyway.
When's the ideal time for you to have a prawn?
Never. No seafood.
Never.
No seafood.
No, I don't eat the shit either, but I know we've got the best seafood in the world. And that's our tradition.
Fish on the barbecue is fast asleep. Malcolm's going with goose is more traditional.
Hey.
Turkey's the American idea. Hey, I'm up for a goose.
Yeah.
Any form of bird, I don't mind. You can, as long as it's not barbecued. Any form of bird. You can be chicken.
Yeah, chicken. I don't mind a roast chicken.
With Bassi, big save that from Sanchez down low. I thought it was going to go underneath him just for a moment, but he held on those gloves. And it keeps it at Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. Brilliant run forward. Chelsea just stood off him, gets himself into the box. Little shimmy, low drive, big left hand there from Sanchez. Good save. Good save from the Chelsea stopper down low.
I think it was a nice shot there. Just went over the bar too.
Everyone talking about duck and goose in the chat. I think my daughter's got a kid's song for that, duck, duck, goose or something. I'm just
goose.
It's crossing to the Southampton game, ball into the box. Oh, it's a big save from Fabianski this time. Again, Southampton have had 3 gilt edge chances, but it remains Southampton and Southampton are still 0-0 somehow. But yeah, big. You can see on the stats there, just bring them up quickly. They've had four shots, 2 on target, 130 chances.
They're coming.
They are having a go. 52% possession for Southampton, remains 0-0. But this is a vast improvement from what I am seeing at St Mary's.
Yeah, look, like I said, a new manager bounce. I think the players will want to, they're sitting in the relegation dogfight. I think the players are going to want to impress the new manager. I think they might, like I said, I got them 1-0.
We shall see. We shall see. Levi Colville giving a foul away. Important for England that he plays centre half and not left back.
Oh, definitely.
You know, John Stones is getting no younger. Mark Gahey, for me, owns that spot at left-sided centre half at the moment, but important.
Well, it depends on the formation they're going to play. Like, I'll be brutally honest. What quality fullbacks do England have at the moment? I don't really think.
The form of Semenyo slips at the crucial moment.
Oh, good tackle that boy. What was that, Rogers?
Tell you what, first half's gone quick. We're at 27, 28 minutes, depending on which game you're watching. It's gone ridiculously fast.
Well, Forrest on the break here. Oh, get that. Oh, yes. We got a goal.
I'll come straight to you.
Goal in. Forrest up 1-0. Gaz is going to love that. Morgan Gibbs White's played a beautiful through ball to Alenga. Finished what was it, left bottom corner. Cracking goal from Forrest there. 1-0 Forest.
Unbelievable. Nottingham Forest take the lead. Just coming up onto my screen now. Oh, yeah, it's a great ball through. Brave as well. To be honest, Forster could have been braver, but that man Alanga, who scored last week for Forest away at Brentford, has put the Garibaldi's 1-0 up. It's a great ball through. Could he be offside? That's the question.
It's going to be tight, but I think he'll be all right. I think he's got it.
I do apologise there. We've got some gremlins in Matt's internet. It wants the Christmas, it wants the Boxing Day off. Hopefully have that resolved next week. going to stand that goal. Forest 1, Spurs 0.
Forest 1.
Gaz, I know you're there in the chat. Could Spurs be in for a Christmas stuffing? Great finish by Alanga, though. Left foot, bottom left-hand corner. For me, though, Fraser Forster needed to be braver. So, Chelsea lead, Newcastle lead, Forest lead. Free kick for Bournemouth. Cook over the ball, I think it is. At the moment, still Southampton 0, West Ham 0, still Bournemouth 0, Palace 0. Bournemouth brighter in that game. Southampton brighter in the other one.
Yeah, goal confirmed, definitely. Forest, 1-0.
Get in.
Get in.
Pressure ramps up on Big Ange. One of those Spurs fans.
The pressure's ramping up on Big Gaz on the Footy Social Club, that's for sure. Where do you see Ange? Do you think he'll see the season out?
I'm not so sure. I'm not
really
so sure.
I think you'll see the season out. I think it'd have to be a big catastrophe for him. What managers are they still paying off?
Probably.
It's still Conte. It's probably still paying off Mourinho.
Probably still paying off Jacques Santini from 10, 15 years ago, if Daniel Levy's got anything to do with it. Just looking here.
Oh, incident here in the Newcastle Villa game.
What's going on, Matt?
Duran's felled somebody, and the Newcastle players are not happy. He's been dragged away. Duran's been dragged away by Anana. The Newcastle players are absolutely giving it. Oh, it's a red card. Duran sent.
Explain.
Oh, give me 1 second. I'm waiting for the replay, mate. There's a bit of pushing and shoving and screaming and yelling going on at the moment.
Just looking at the stats while you wait for some.
To come up. Oh, Duran's. I think it's Shah. Shah's come across and covered the ball. Duran's lost possession of it. Shah's covered the ball. He's taken him down from behind and then studded him in the back.
Intentional?
Oh. Look, the referee's seen it as intentional. Oh, Duran's blowing up on the sideline. They've dragged him down the tunnel. He's kicked a water bottle onto the pitch. Absolutely lost it at the third referee.
He's only a young player, let's remember as well. So the emotions are getting the better of him by the sounds of it. Just here at Stamford Bridge, there's a free kick to Chelsea, approximately 22, 23 yards from goal. It's got Enzo Maresca, and Cole Palmer, who steps up into the wall, going for one of his trademarks. That makes Aston Villa's afternoon that much harder, Matt.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think there was any intent in it. I think when he's gone down, I don't. That was a very tough red card for me. He's having a look at the replay now. He's lost his. No, that's weak. Sorry, but that's weak. Duran was running for the ball. Newcastle players beat him to the ball. Trying to get out the ball. Are going into his back, but you can see he's tried to pull out of the tackle, and I think I think that's harsh. I think that's a very, very, very weak red card, to be honest with you.
Anthony Taylor.
I think he's got every right to. I think he's got every right to be filthy.
Yeah, just seeing that there, just because your internet cut a little bit. So Shaw does a sliding tackle, right?
Mm.
And with that, Duran goes down. His legs are sort of not taken from him. He loses his footing. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And his right foot goes from Shah's right backside bum cheek sort of up his back. But I don't think there's any intent there.
No, you see, if you have a look at the replay, he's trying to lift his foot, but he's losing. He's sliding at the same time.
Yeah, I
I,
don't. Think there's any
I don't think there's any intent there.
No.
I think that's a very, very tough red card.
Yeah.
I think Unai Emery should be. Well, I mean, look, what's he going to do?
Yeah,
he can go and complain. When was the last time we ever saw a red card overturned?
Yeah. 34 minutes on the clock here. Chelsea got another free kick, very similar to the one a couple of moments ago. Enzo and Cole Palmer both over it. This is slightly more to the right-hand side. Similar distance, 25 yards out from goal. Enzo, I think, will be more favoured this time. Yep, Cole Palmer's leaving it, and Enzo whips it in. Cucurella with the header, bullet header, big save from Leno from off 3 yards out. Great save from Bernd Leno. Chelsea should be 2-0 up, but the Fulham stopper keeps it out. Ball's all the way back.
Good
with
news for
Malo.
Fulham there.
Gaz telling me the Spurs are knocking on the door, boys. Don't worry. However, Murillo is a beast, playing like prime Maldini. We talked about the importance. We talked about the importance of Forest's centre halves, Matt, in the pre-game show, just how good Murillo and Milenkovic have been, and they're solid again so far today.
Well, mate, it seems these Brazilians are bloody started to develop a bunch of bloody quality centre backs, aren't they? We know the Serbians have always been tough boys.
Absolutely.
But look, I'm impressed with the Forest pair. No nonsense. Don't mind the physical.
No, they definitely don't mind.
Something Spurs lack because they're soft.
They definitely don't mind the physical.
I don't know about the prime Maldini comment, Gaz. I think that's a bit of a stretch. Very few will ever be that level.
It's a great save by that.
Spurs are starting to get a bit more. I mean, that's the way they play. They're starting to have a bit more possession than Forest now. But I mean, Forest, when they've had the ball, have looked quality going forward. They've been very decisive in their passing, and they've looked very dangerous. Spurs playing their typical possession-based sort of style, pinning the ball around everywhere.
Foul in the middle of the park, play on for Fulham.
Gibbs White, great interception. Good ball. Oh, unlucky.
What's going on in the Newcastle game post the Villa goal? Post the Villa red card. Much?
Nah.
Seeing it out to
half. It seems to be parked in the middle of the pitch at the moment at Newcastle.
It's gone a little bit quiet at the Southampton game. No chances in the last sort of 5 or 6 minutes. Still Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0 as well. Palace coming forward with Eze down the left-hand side, about 20 yards from goal, trying to get it onto his right foot. Will Hughes with the ball cleared. And Bournemouth bring it forward. All cleaned up.
What do you think about these? There's a few players at the moment who are in absolutely red-hot form in the Premier League. Like, Cole Palmer at bloody Chelsea. I think fucking Pep would give his left nut to get Cole Palmer back there. I think that was a massive mistake letting that kid go. And then you have a look at a player at Forest like Alenga who come from
United,
Manchester United. You know, he was, don't get me wrong, wildly inconsistent at United, but he was a young bloke.
Yeah.
And he's found some real consistency at Forest. I'll give him that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hudson-Odoi at Chelsea's another one.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi, yeah, he's another one. You know, he sort of floated around for a minute before he found a home at Forest, but he seems to have found, a real, home there. Good player. Fulham, good top-end speed too.
Fulham are growing into the game.
Get into that. Just quickly too there. Good Spurs just had a shot on target. Good save by the keeper. Just fisted another one out of goal. Spurs having a little moment here.
So a little
Fired another ball in, cleared.
Spurs stats in the game: 69% possession for Spurs at the moment, 4 shots each, 2 on target, but it's the all important 1 goal, 296 passes to 131.
Yeah.
So
Look,
Spurs dominating in possession is key, I think, at the moment. But most importantly, Forest lead 1-0.
Well, that's the thing. I know everybody expects, Spurs to bloody, have the mountain of possession. But like I said, Forest, when they've had the ball, have played very direct, and they've made good usage of the ball. So even though they haven't had, the Lions' share of the possession, they've put it to good. What possession they've had, they've put to good use. And they're that's why they're up 1-0. And we're sitting here laughing at Gaz. On a scale of 1 to 10, Christian, how depressed do you think Gaz will be if they lose today?
Very.
Very. Mate, we had no Baxi in the chat yet.
No,
he must be doing some shows somewhere, or suffering from a hangover from the Christmas festivities.
Just seeing that we Matt is at the in-laws today on Boxing Day, and we are on the big screen. Hello to his wife's family. Hello to
the UK-based Gladishers.
Yeah, exactly. Hello to the kids, and well, William's not so much a kid anymore these days, and hello to his beautiful daughter as well. Looking forward to seeing them all. I'm that side of the world in a few weeks, so looking forward to that.
Oh, you're off back to the UK, mate?
Yes, mate, will be. Looking forward to getting back to Blighty for a few weeks in the cold.
Is the daughter going with you this time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Will you be attending any games while you're there?
Don't know yet. Possibly Champions League.
Ooh, Arsenal?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I could get a ticket to the North London derby. Found one, but it's a lot of money. Bassey in the box for Fulham.
There's a guy in the Sydney Supporters Club that gets tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fall into the box.
Yeah, he gets good tickets too. Oh!
What?
Mate, we have a goal. Oh, thought there was a goal there at Newcastle, Joel Linton, but the linesman's called offside.
Is it going to go to VAR?
No. Linesman's called offside. Ooh, I don't know about that. This surely has to go to VAR. No, he was onside. It does the ball. No. No goal. Isak's complaining. The linesman's called the ball over the byline. Isak's complaining. He says he didn't travel over. It was well over.
Get stuff, Newcastle. You and balls over the byline. I think back to Anthony Gordon or whatever it was. So you can get stuff like that when you've had your chance.
You've had your chance, yeah. Cost us last season, pricks.
Malcolm, good to see you're enjoying the the stats appearing on screen. 296 passes in their own half. Probably talking about Spurs there, I'm guessing. Whilst I talk about that, you'll see obviously the various stats and various images that appear on screen, all courtesy of that company you see in the bottom right-hand corner, Stream Builder, who we've partnered with to bring you the very best live data or data, depending on where you are in the world. Those guys have been incredible, working with them now for the last month. All of the information that comes up on screen is courtesy of what those guys can do. And this stuff they've got being developed at the moment, I'm really excited to share with you in the coming weeks
Oh,
and months as well. So yeah, huge shout out if you're thinking of doing something similar to what we do here at the Footy Social Club. Well, firstly, don't, but no, if you want to do live streaming, if you're already doing live streaming and you're looking to take your product to the next level, go and check out Stream Builder. The guys there are phenomenal to deal with. They will get you the right tailored package for what you're trying to achieve. Stream Builder, links in the description. Go check them out.
just to jump in there, Christian, Tonelli's just Martinez with the brilliant save. Newcastle dominating at the moment, but Joel Linton's dropped Morgan Rogers here at the moment. He's just been shown the yellow. Getting a bit fiery at St James's Park.
I just saw that save from Emi Martinez. What a save that was. Guys, you're not really missing
just around
either. There's nothing going on.
Hold on. 1 minute of extra time at the Forest Spuds game.
It's very, very quiet. Chelsea camped inside the Fulham half.
Son and Kulusevski are sitting over a free kick at the moment, just outside the box here. Forest will be praying they don't get any purchase out of this, so they go into the half 1-0. Son looks like he's all over this, but I think Kulusevski might be throwing a curveball in here.
So we've got injury time now at the Chelsea game. There's a minute.
Son.
A minute.
Ooh.
Newcastle game, there's 4 minutes. The Forest game, there's a minute. Still no update on the Southampton one, but it remains 0-0 there. Southampton could have scored 3 goals in this first half alone.
Well missed. Typical dramatic Spurs.
0-0 at half time at the Bournemouth Palace game. Bournemouth have had better of the chances, but it goes into the game. The 0-0. Palmer with a chance. Oh, big tackle by Calvin Bassey, about 7 yards from goal, sliding in, brave tackle on Cole Palmer. And the referee blows his whistle for half time.
How's the Bournemouth Palace game been, Christian?
Very much Bournemouth in control.
Yeah, that's I thought that would have been a bit better of a game, to be honest with you.
That 1-0. That man Cole Palmer has put Chelsea in the lead, and it is half time there at the Bridge.
Half time at Forest and Spurs. Forest 1-0. And Will 2, great finish. Still 1-0 at Newcastle Villa. Villa a man down with a red card to Duran. Controversial red card.
Do you think Emery will change it at half time and try and be brave, given that the better of the chances is coming Newcastle's way with the numerical advantage?
Well, mate, to be honest with you, Villa haven't exactly gone into a shell, to be honest. They've looked to play football. I mean, it's a long way to the finish line if you're going to just, play a low block all game and try and defend your way out of it. They're a goal down. At the end of the day, it's 3 points is 3 points, but are you going to just try and, what's going to be the result? You're already down. You're going to have to try and push for a goal somehow.
That's fair enough.
I think Emery's not the type of manager that's going to sit on his heels and just go, we'll take a 1-0 loss. I think he's going to try and push for a goal, and then he might batten the hatches down.
Yep, for sure. Don't disagree. Do not disagree with that at all. Southampton 0, West Ham 0. Half-time appearing on my screen. Southampton, from the chances that I've seen, should be out of sight, to be honest. West Ham did it at the bar, but Southampton should be out of sight. Should be at least got 2 goals, maybe not, if not 3.
What do you think of this Morgan Rogers? You think he might be looking for a move?
No.
No,
not
reckon Villa hold him?
mate, he's only recently joined the club. He's getting regular game time. He's come in from Middlesbrough. I think it was in January. He was obviously from former Manchester City product
City, yeah.
as well. There's absolutely no chance he's going to be looking for a move. No chance, mate.
Football's a crazy thing. If Newcastle fall out of Europe this season, who do you realistically think they're going to sell? Or how many do you think they'll realistically sell?
3.
Gordon, Gimaresh, Isak?
Tonali, Gimaresh, Isak.
You reckon they'll sell the whole midfield?
Well, they'd leave Joel Linton.
Oh, I think they'd keep Tonali. They didn't pay that much for Tonali.
60 million.
No, it's 45, wasn't he?
60 million,
45.
I think.
I thought Gimaresh was 60.
Gimaresh was, I think, 40.
Geez, that's a bargain. He'd be 100 now.
I
There's talk that City are looking at Gimaresh in January.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, that's that. I'll be brutally honest. I think that'd be a very, very scary prospect if Gimaresh went to City.
I mean, the thing is with anyone going into City, depending on the position that you take, is it a rebuild or is it where's Rodri? That's the first.
I think they play the double pivot, wouldn't they?
Because if Gimaresh goes, Rodri becomes fit again. Does Gimaresh then sit on the bench?
No. They'll play double pivot. They'll play Rodri and Gimaresh deep.
Not so sure.
Oh, I
not so
do.
sure.
I think they're very much two-way midfielders, especially Rodri. And Gimaresh likes bombing forward.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think
tough one.
It's really going to be what's going to be the makeup of the City team next season. I think you'll find De Bruyne is going to go, possibly Silva, Gundogan. Mate, at their age, I can't really see them sticking around beyond possibly next season. I think De Bruyne will go at the end of this season for sure.
Ederson, Kyle Walker.
I think Edison might stay another year. Kyle Walker probably, yeah.
Not so sure.
Well, do you think Ortega's the better keeper?
No, but doesn't mean that I think Ederson will stay.
Where does Ederson go? Why would City look to? Why would they look to move Ederson?
As a Brazilian, Ederson would go and play in Saudi Arabia because you're talking about the money that you can get that will set up an entire village that he's from in Brazil.
Yeah. Well,
I mean that seriously. Like,
yeah, I know. Yeah, that's mate, I'm laughing because that's the reality of it, isn't it? Like, look, I don't know. I think Ederson might stay. Ederson might stay one more year. I think De Bruyne will go. Silva will go. Silva's been edging for a move for a couple of seasons now. I think he'll go.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah, Grealish. Look,
1 goal in a calendar year.
The problem with Grealish is his wages. Who's going to pay the wages?
Well, City might contribute.
Oh, I think they'd have to. But is it going to be a loan or would it be a transfer?
Who knows? Who knows? Speaking of players that are looking to engineer moves away, where does Marcus Rashford go? And would you take him at Arsenal?
No, I wouldn't take him at Arsenal.
Is that based on other players that have been busted flushes when you look at how poor Raheem Sterling's been for Arsenal?
No, I think it's an interesting one for me with Rashford, right? I think Rashford's a player that's stuck between not knowing what his real position is. I don't think he's a left winger and I don't think he's a striker. And I think that's the problem. Well, that's the problem I find with Marcus Rashford. I think he'd be a great striker, but he doesn't want to play striker. He's said that multiple times publicly. He doesn't like playing through the middle.
Yeah.
But when he's played through the middle, he's looked an absolute handful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, to come to Arsenal, that would be the position that he'd be coming for. He's not going to come to play left wing. And it's going to be, can Arteta convince him to be a striker when he has no interest in it? And if that's the case, then I don't want him. I don't want a player that's going to need to be convinced to play somewhere. And I don't see him as a left winger. I just don't see him as a left winger. And I think the problem with Rashford is, he's on 400,
300
plus-
grand a week.
No, he's on 400.
300 grand a week.
No,
Marcus Rashford's on about 300 grand a week.
I think we need to check that because I think it's way higher than that. But he's on astronomical wages for the lack of output.
I love Malcolm's down in the chat. Rashford is not a messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Do you know what? But what do you think of the whole situation with him at United at the moment? Look, I think his comments midweek, while some people may see them as out of line, I think it was just being honest. I think he's had a lack of opportunities. He's not really delivering at United, and his head's not there. And I think he's just being honest in saying it's time for me to go. And you look at Emerson. Emeron's come out and said, if he wants to put in here, there's a spot here for him. But if he doesn't, he's on the bench.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, where would you see Rashford going? Where what do you think would be the best move for Rashford?
I think there's PSG, there's Saudi.
Why PSG? But
because he would, I think there's a space for him in that PSG team.
You don't think he's very similar to that Kolo Muane?
Well, he's going to go out on loan.
Yeah, but I think they're very similar players.
Yeah, but he's not. He's out of favour under Luis Enrique. So for me, he goes. That opens up space for Rashford. Rashford would do well at QPR.
Yeah.
I think Arteta would be perfect for Rashford. I just don't think Arteta will want the noise that Rashford brings.
What would be the price tag for Rashford?
40 million.
No.
All right. Here's a question for you because I don't want to talk. I'm going to move on from Rashford.
English tax.
Here's a question. Would you get rid of Sterling and take Rashford?
No, I'd get rid of Sterling and not take Rashford. I wouldn't take Rashford. I wouldn't take him.
Okay.
He's on too high wages. Like I said,
he's wages out of it.
No, still wouldn't take him.
Okay.
Let's be realistic. If you have a look at his stats, he's had one good season. One.
He's still a good player. There's a player in there.
There is a player in there, but we've got to stop. As if you're talking about Arteta, we're talking about Arsenal. We've got to stop being the club that thinks we can band-aid it, players together. We need to go and get finished articles.
The likes of Declan Rice.
The likes of Declan Rice. Look at the difference that we finally cracked that 100 million mark. We spent the money. Massive impact on the club.
Yeah.
Then you look at other signings like Zinchenko, Jesus, Havertz, big money signings, no impact.
Yeah.
We've got the squad depth now where we should be going out and buying players that directly impact results.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Cole Palmer.
Yeah, like a Cole Palmer, like a Isak. You're a massive fan of Isak. For me, I like Ozyman, and Ozyman's available for $75 million release clause.
Pound.
75 million pounds. Still, for Ozyman, a player of that quality, that's a bargain.
Yeah, but he's not
I'd be all
proven.
over it.
Not proven in the Premier League, and he's a
Yeah.
Chelsea fan. He's going to where this game is. This main watch along. Ozyman's going to Chelsea in the summer.
Yet, out of all the strikers that we've been linked with, he's got the best goal ratio.
But I'd take Isak over him. Isak does it in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, what's Isak's price tag? Because I'll tell you right now, if we go to the market and buy Isak, we're looking at, well, you said 150 million. So we spend 150 on him. Is 150? Let's say we spend 150 on Isak. Is he going to be that big of a difference maker?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he could deliver the title for most of
You
those.
think he could deliver the title?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Let us know in the chat what you think.
That's a.
Could Alex?
Mate, I'm an Arsenal supporter, but that's a big call.
Arsenal. I think the answer is yes.
For me, it would depend on what players we lose. It would we would have to still have the depth, and I still think we're players short.
We'll see. We'll see. Just to let you know, guys, the Southampton West Ham game was pretty deep into half time. It's only just really gone into half time in the last few minutes, so it's 0-0 there. But that will be a delayed kickoff in this second half. Won't be long till the main games are back out. Just to reiterate, Chelsea really being in complete control against Fulham, even though it's only 1-0 at Stamford Bridge.
Malcolm Switchfoot in the chat. He was the woke glory boy.
Yeah, 5 shots each, but 4 on target for Chelsea.
Where would you think a good spot for Jack Grealish should be? Back to Villa? Yeah.
But that would be a loan deal.
Yeah.
That would be a loan deal. I think there's some good deals this January to be done by clubs. I think that Cunha at Wolves, who play Man United at 5:30, there's a good player there to go and get.
K7. Have we had him in the chat before?
Yep, we have. He's been in there today.
I haven't seen him on before. How you going, K7? Isak is like a York. You need an Andy Cole forward. Mate, we just need a prolific goal scorer. I don't give a shit what size or shape he comes in. We just need someone that can finish.
Andy Cole in 1993 was at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Never made it. Went to Bristol City. Went to obviously then on to Newcastle, Man United. The rest is history. We had Andy Cole. Cole and York, that was a formidable forward line.
Mate, I liked Dwight York when he was at Villa with Collymore.
Yeah,
I thought that was a deadly combination.
Souness tried to make the Cole and York story work at Blackburn Rovers as well. Chelsea coming out for the second half as we speak.
Yeah. Oh, we're back underway. Sorry, guys, we're back underway at Forest Tottenham.
Always good to see, Matt. I'll let you off that you're not on the ball at It is 3 o'clock in the morning.
It is 3 a.m. Yeah. You're in struggle town.
No struggle here on the footy.
We love it. We love it here at the Footy Social Club.
Nothing like caffeinated drinks to keep you awake.
Mate, I've got the no sugar, no anything cordial and cold water.
Got no sugar, but I've got caffeine. Game's underway.
I've got none of that either.
Enzo Fernandez, ball over the top. Jackson with the header. Early header, but offside.
Kulusevski with a shot here for Spurs. Sorry, mate.
Arsenal
Jackson?
No, not for me. I don't want Jackson. Not interested in Jackson one bit.
Hey, full credit to Nicholas Jackson. He's had a good season.
He has.
But no, thank you. He's had a great season, but no thanks.
You can keep Nicholas
Oh.
Jackson.
Here we go, guys. Ollie Watkins has come on for Villa.
Bournemouth and Crystal Palace back underway. And it's a corner to Crystal Palace. It's going to be an in-swinger. Referee just dealing with Mateta. Mateta's a unit, an absolute unit. I take Mateta at Arsenal as a backup striker.
Well, you know what? I think last week's game for Arsenal was a sign of possibly what Arteta's thinking in the transfer window, where he played Havertz in the Xhaka role last week.
Yeah.
And actually got a bit of a tune out of him.
Oh, big save from Kepa. Looked like Eze with the shot. Mateta couldn't get to it. Huge save there from the Spaniard as Bournemouth bomb forward on the rebound. This is what Bournemouth do well. They break so fast. Come back to the Chelsea game in just a minute. Still with Bournemouth right on the edge of the Palace box. Ball out to the left-hand side. Whipped in, but no, blocked and cleared. Over at Stamford Bridge. It's really Chelsea rolling it around. Bournemouth with a shot, rebounds, hits Henderson, literally pinballing. Bright start from the Cherries. Stamford Bridge, Nicholas Jackson's got it down the left-hand side. Gets his head up, sees Jadon Sancho trying to engineer a ball through to Cole Palmer, but it's blocked back with Sancho. Jackson, Sancho. No movement. Cucurella.
Nice bit of in. Sorry, mate.
Go on, Matt.
Yeah, just wanted to say, mate, nice little bit of interleague play there from Forest. Dragerson from Spurs has pulled back Hudson-Odoi and got himself a yellow. Nice bit of sharp football there from Forest.
How's Brendan Johnson getting on? Former Nottingham Forest player from memory, Brendan Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, huge save. I think that was from Bernd Leno at Chelsea. Huge save. Enzo Fernandez. Let's have a look here. Cucurella, ball to Fernandez, edge of the D, right-footed shot into the top left-hand corner. Big hand from Bernd Leno. Big hand, big save from the German stopper. Corner to Chelsea.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying before, look, Brendan Johnson made a couple of good runs in the first half, but you know, no real end product on it. For Spurs, I think Son and Kulusevski have probably looked the most dangerous. They're it's like I said before, Spurs are that sort of possession-based team, pinning the ball around everywhere. But yeah, they haven't really sort of had the penetration that they probably wanted.
For Chelsea. Sorry, Matt, to cut you off. It's offside. It's saying, I think it's Levi Colwell at the back post. Didn't look offside to me. Ball in left-hand side.
Oh.
It's touch and go.
Sorry to interrupt you there, mate. Isak's put one across the face of goal for Newcastle. Kicked out by Matty Cash. Corner to Newcastle now.
Stays 1-0 Chelsea. Levi Colwell offside. Could have been 2-0 there, but yep, definitely offside. Will Hughes down for Palace in the Bournemouth game. What you got going on, Matt? Are you at the Forest? Are you at the Newcastle game?
Yeah, Newcastle Villa, mate. Isak's just had a nice shot across goal, beat the keeper. So pushed out by Matty Cash there. Still 1-0 Newcastle. Forest Tottenham. Forest are into this second half a little bit stronger than they ended the first half for me. The Spurs are still just pinning the ball around. Not much going on their behalf.
Very quiet. Can't believe quite the lack of goals. Still at half time at St Mary's Lake.
Certainly a lot less goals than we predicted. That's for sure.
Normally, sometimes livens up in the second half as well.
Yeah. Well, I noticed Villa brought Ollie Watkins on at the start of the second half. So, I mean, I think Emery's definitely going to push to try and get that one goal back and try and salvage something out of this game. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. He's already 1-0 down. No,
Yeah, it almost becomes a free hit that game, doesn't it?
you know. Yeah, really. Oh, Forrest, hold on. I'll have it. Oh, good deflection. Little bit of panic there for Spurs for a brief second. Forrest pinning the ball everywhere around the Spurs goal, but just couldn't get someone to put their foot through it. When they did, Spurs players stuck a leg out and deflected it back out. Oh, good save by Foster.
Forced up.
Shot in, deflection. Malenga, deflection. Ball flying around everywhere. Chris Wood, deflection. Pass back.
Oh, Alex Iwobi has just about put Fulham level, but inches wide of the post.
Arsenal 2.0. What do you make of Alex Iwobi since he's left Arsenal? Solid footballer?
I think he's a good pro.
Yeah, solid footballer. Yeah, they had massive raps on him when he was at Arsenal, but he never seemed to reach his full potential there. But he's turned into a decent pro, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has his moments. What do you think in the comments, guys? How about give us, I don't know, your top 3 transfers and what teams you think they should go to in the off-season? What teams would January transfer buys?
Still very
Sorry,
quiet
mate.
in the Chelsea game.
Yeah, still quiet here, mate.
It's very quiet in the Bournemouth Palace game. Still half time in the Southampton West Ham game as well.
Question for you, Christian. What do you think is going to come out of these Man City charges?
1 second, mate. I'll answer. Pereira. Castagna with the cross. Traore's got it. 54 on the clock. Ball in. Jimenez up. Calvin Bassey. Fulham being brave here. Surely they'll get a corner.
Yeah, Kulusevski's just worked a bit of magic down the sideline for Spurs too. Forced a corner. Spurs with the corner now. Good ball in. Nah, well defended. Yeah, give some credit to Forrest. Like the possession that Spurs have had, I actually think Forrest have looked the better side with the smaller amount of possession. Defended very well.
Going back to answer your question, City will get charges, but I have no idea to how many and what the I think it will be a big fine, and that's it.
You think with the points reduction at Everton and Forest that City won't get a points reduction?
No, I don't think so.
What? Okay, so my question to you is, what does a monetary fine to City really mean?
Well, it doesn't, but that's what I think it will be. You asked me what I think it will be. That's what I think it will be.
Yeah. I guess it's going to come down to what charges they get found guilty of and how many, I suppose.
Clearly, Fulham are really pressing, by the way, guys, at Stamford Bridge. They're much improved in the second half.
Sorry, mate, just want to interrupt there. Isak's just had an absolute cracking shot for Newcastle. Absolute top shelf save by Amy Martinez, ditting down low. Sorry, mate, carry on.
Hang on, go on. We're on you.
Yeah, Isak, mate, great ball in there from Joel Linton into Isak. turned on the pivot, put it in. Martinez got down quick with a great save, held onto the ball. Oh, what's this in the Tottenham game? Tottenham calling for a handball in the goal. No, referee doesn't give it. Starting to get a bit more lively in these two games at the moment. Bit of action.
We want to see.
No, nothing in that handball. Yeah, but back to the City thing, mate. I think, look, it's really going to depend on what charges and how many charges for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get an absolute bag full of, get found guilty of an absolute bag full of charges, I mean, they're facing 130 charges.
Yes.
It was 115 originally, but after the start of the court thing, there was another 15 put against them.
Yeah.
Up to 2019. I mean, you know, I think if they get found guilty of, like I said, an absolute bag full of offences, they have to be relegated. I mean, you can't take the trophies away from them. That's just never going to happen.
No.
Can't take but I think, and a monetary value, what's that going to do? If they hit, what kind of fine can they possibly hand them that's actually going to be, that's going to stop them from doing it?
Yeah.
They're going to fine them $500 million?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Like, you know, look, I think relegation is probably the only thing they can realistically do.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly. Yeah. Just seeing the...
Look, if we're being honest, and the FA wants to take this, seriously so that they stop other teams from doing it, that's got to be the course of action for me. That's a lot of charges to be levelled at one club, and it's systematic cheating. Like, it's cheating over a very, very long period of time.
Yeah.
And they've won a lot of silverware in that period of time as well. Like, let's not get away from that. That the fortunes of that club have very much turned into a powerhouse club in world football. And if it's on the back of systematic cheating, then surely it has to be relegation.
Yeah. How
far they get relegated, that's a question for them to decide, I think. But I think they'd have to go. I don't even think going back to the championship would be punishment enough. I mean, they could go back a division and realistically not lose all that many.
Cut you off there. Sorry, mate. Your internet's just got a little bit crazy. Fulham have got a free kick here. On the left-hand side of the box.
Forrest with a shot. Great save by, is that Ben Foster? Foster, sorry. Fraser Foster.
Forster.
Fingertip save. Deflected shot back. Nah.
Good hands from Sanchez. The free kick from Fulham comes to nothing. Still Bournemouth 0, Palace 0, West Ham 0, Southampton 0.
Sorry, mate. Forrest having a very good little spell here at the moment. Villa as well. Oh, Villa here. Oh, sorry, mate.
Carry on.
Both teams at the moment having quite good spells. Forrest looking very dangerous. Aston Villa were just looking dangerous too.
That's what we like to see.
Forrest going. Yeah, hopefully we can get a couple more goals here. It might liven things up a bit. Newcastle have never.
The next goal in this Chelsea game is going to come from Fulham. Chelsea have not been anywhere near as good in this second half. Fulham are growing into the game and growing more confident as well. There's a red card at St Mary's. West Ham down to 10 men.
Oh,
Rodriguez has been sent off, but VAR are looking at it.
Hold on, Christian. Let me just interrupt there. Newcastle have gone 2-0 up through that man.
Isak.
Alexander Isak. Just waiting on the VAR. Waiting on the replay so I can give you a better description too.
Oh, I've seen it. It's great. It's classic goal poaching as well. So good. Newcastle are so
great ball in there. Joel Linton.
Go on, Matt, take it away.
Yeah, Joel Linton's played an absolute peach of a ball into the goal. Crossed in by, I can't see who that is. Sorry, I can't see his face.
So it's Joel Linton that's got the ball. He's played it down the right-hand side of the edge of the box into Murphy. Murphy bombs
Jacob
forward,
Murphy.
whips it across. Isak's onside, 6 yards out, goal. Easy as you like for Isak. He will eat those goals all day.
Well, that's what we wanted Arsenal, isn't it, mate?
Well, I've been saying it, Matt, but you keep telling me I'm wrong.
Well, mate, I'll take him. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue with anyone at the moment. I think we need one. No, I'll take him if he's there.
I can see that the red card has been downgraded to a yellow card.
Just a couple of substitutions here in the Forest Tottenham game. James Maddison and Burgeville have come on for Sarr and Bentancur.
Just having a look.
Ian's just gone for a bit more of an attacking approach.
So just going to give you how the red card came about that's been changed. So Kyle Walker-Peters is the man fouled by Rodriguez. And I can only assume that the referee thought that it was a studs up lunge, and it's not. He gets the ball, doesn't actually get the player. So I'm glad that that's been reviewed by VAR.
Maddie in the comments, Rodriguez off, VAR checking. No, red, yellow instead.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right as well.
Welcome back, Matt. Hope the fam's good.
That's what VAR is actually for. That's the power of VAR when it's needed.
And used correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Newcastle in here again. Oh, how they... Ah! Oh.
What are we seeing, Matt?
That man again, Isak with another goal, but he's been called offside by the referee. To be honest with you guys, I don't know how Newcastle... The build-up play into that, Villa was scrambling everywhere. Someone should have just put their foot through it earlier, finished it off. Tried to get a bit too cute there. Looks like Isak's drifted offside.
Chelsea are not reacting to just how well
actually
Fulham are playing in this second half.
Yeah, Newcastle's starting to build a bit in this game at the moment. Villa, I think, with a man down, is starting to run out of legs. Newcastle starting to open them up here. Oh, unlucky there. Jacob Murphy with the ball back to Guimaraes there. Great shot, but was deflected out for a corner to Newcastle. Over to Forest and Spurs.
We need some goals. Come on, the Premier League.
Well, I think Newcastle might get... Newcastle looking very ominous here at the moment. Corner in. Dan Burn deflection. No. Ooh.
Have Villa, Matt, had anything in this game?
Nah. Look, Villa found it very tough going today. Going the man down early, I mean, it's always going to hurt you. I mean, Villa, don't get me wrong, Villa have, considering they're a man down, they've played well. But I think, now Newcastle's starting to really dominate possession, getting into more dangerous areas at the moment, really starting to press Villa more. Oh, here we go. Oh, off the post. God, someone put it in.
Who hit the post, Matt?
Joel Linton hit the post. Isak's put one over the bar. God.
All Newcastle and
All
Fulham here making a
Newcastle
change.
here.
Nicholas Jackson's just had a shot, and now Fulham making a change. Adama Traore, the man with bigger guns than those in Russia and Ukraine. Got huge muscles, that man. Still Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0. Still Southampton 0, West Ham 0. Free kick for Palace. Don't quite know how Fulham haven't scored.
Yeah, man, I'm hoping they do that. That'll get me on the prediction for the draw. Yeah, Newcastle really starting to overrun Villa at the moment. It's getting all a bit too easy for Newcastle at the moment.
Jacob Murphy that hit the post. He should have scored.
No, Jacob Murphy's was deflection off the keeper. Joel Linton come off the post, back to Jacob Murphy.
Joel Linton's got bleached blonde hair. I'm looking at it on screen. It wasn't him. It was Jacob Murphy that hit the post. Get those eyes checked, sunshine.
I might need to, man. It's early in the morning here.
There's a goal at Southampton, but it's not gone to the Saints. The Irons who have taken the lead, just coming in now. Big header in from Souček. And who is that that's tucked it in? It's the captain, fantastic, Jared Bowen from 4 yards out has poked it under Aaron Ramsdale and given West Ham the lead this Boxing Day. A crucial 3 points for Lopetegui. It's against the run of play, in fairness. Southampton could have had 3 goals. Souček with the header at the back post, deep at the back post, heads it in, head tennis. Bowen pokes it under Ramsdale, 1-0 to Southampton. Southampton, if you do not take your chances, you will be punished.
Well, there goes my prediction of 1-0 to Southampton.
West Ham lead, first goal of that game.
Starting to get a bit more exciting in the games now. Getting a bit more lively.
Billings about to come on for Bournemouth at Crystal Palace as Neto brings the ball forward for Chelsea. Chelsea fans, I haven't forgotten about you. It's just been a bit of a dire second half so far. Ball in from Neto away. Fulham have played very well. Cole Palmer now with it. Patience from Chelsea.
Getting a bit grimy here with Ollie Watkins, Villa guys crowding the referee. Rogers there trying to milk a penalty.
Villa have got to find a way back into the game, right?
Yeah. 2-0 down. I think Villa are done.
What's going on in the Forest Spurs game, mate? We have not heard too much in the second half.
Mate, Forest early on in the piece were the more dominant, well, the more better opportunities, I'll say. Since then, it's become a bit of a snooze fest, to be honest. Spurs with the corner at the moment. Spurs haven't really looked like getting much of it out of anything today, to be honest. They've been getting the ball around the pitch like usual. Oh, here we go. Forest on the break here. No, broken up. Yeah, it's been one of those games. I think Forest have really had probably the better opportunities and the better moments in the game. It's just been one of those games for me. I think Forest, if they could get a bit more quality on the end of a couple of things, would probably be maybe 2 or 3 up, to be honest. Spurs not getting much purchase at all, to be fair. Still having a little moment, a little bit of, good football at the moment, but Newcastle's dealing with everything they're throwing at them.
Just seeing the Manchester United team bus arriving at Molineux. Enzo Fernandez down here, kick on the outside of the right heel. Give you the Wolves team news. Jose Sarr in goal. 3 of Doherty, Bueno, and Totti. 4 of Nelson Semedo, Andre, and then Gomez and 8 Nuri playing wingbacks. 2 of Guedes and Cunha. And up top, Jorgen Strand Larsen for Wolves. 3-4-2-1 formation. Hwang, Dawson, Gomez, Doyle, Johnson, Forbes, Bellegarde, Mapuya, and Lima on the bench. For Manchester United, Onana in goal. Back 3 of Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire, and Lissandro Martinez. Mazuri, Ugarte, Mainu, Diego Dallo, Ahmad, Bruno Fernandes, and Rasmus Højlund up front. No Marcus Rashford. Delict, Xerxes, Ericsson, Garnacho, Casemiro, Anthony Evans, Collier. No Rashford in the squad whatsoever. Raul Jimenez coming off. Pereira coming off for Fulham. On comes Munez and Kearney. Now, one of those could have a goal in them. Man, I was expecting so many more goals. Chat's been quiet, but I expected it to be a little bit quiet today. People obviously doing their family stuff. Boxing Day, a little bit easier for us, given that it's the middle of the night.
Villa's had a probably the last sort of 3 or 4 minutes. They've had a fair bit of possession in around Newcastle's goals without really creating too many opportunities. Bit of pressure there, but yeah, I think that lack of the extra players probably, leaning towards their lack of being able to get an opportunity in and around Newcastle's area. Newcastle defending very well at the moment. There's a yellow card in the. Is it James Maddison? James Maddison just got a yellow.
What do we got? There's the Southampton West.
Oh no, Jed Spence. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, but
Jeez.
Maddison complaining.
Get yourself to Specsavers.
No. Maddison was complaining to the referee, and he was trying to get around him to throw the yellow up, and it was Jed Spence who was running away. So,
the West Ham's Chelsea game is 9 minutes behind the rest of the games, so we'll close that one out at the end. Southampton have actually just crossed over to it, just so I can have a little watch, because the Bournemouth Palace game is a bit of a drab, to be honest, which is surprising for Bournemouth being at home.
Newcastle with the corner here.
To be honest, Chelsea aren't winning the league based on this performance. Yes, it will be 3 points as it stands, but their performance in the second half has been woeful.
Well, it's all about closing games, isn't it? I mean, if Chelsea walk away with the 3 points, then they're not going to be really too fussed about a second half performance as long as they get the 3 points.
That's right. West Ham peppering the Southampton goal again. Kudas with the ball into the box. Back post for Wan-Bissaka, out for a goal kick. Free kick to Fulham. Enzo fouls Iwobi. Fulham looking for a quick free kick.
Not much going on here in either games for me at the moment, mate. Free kick to top. Oh no, free kick to
Goal kick. Harry Wilson having a wild speculative effort. West Ham about to make a couple of changes.
I've noticed Brennan Johnson's had a he's I don't know, he seems to have been doing a little whinging on the pitch today. He's had a couple of 50-50 calls that he's taken offence to.
He's also played his former club.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just like players to get on with it, you know. It's a 50-50. You're going to get some, you're going to lose some. Get on with the game, mate. Don't, you know, stop the bullshit and the, you know, crap it on. Get on with the game. And Brendan Johnson today, you know, for me, he's been carrying on a bit, but he's a young kid. He's learning his trade, I suppose. So,
Munoz has just had a half chance for Fulham. Header straight at Sanchez. 11 shots now for Fulham to Chelsea's 7. By no means out of this.
good little bit of pressure here from. Oh no, rubbish ball. Forrest had a little bit of good possession there and just ended up with an absolute rubbish ball in the goal. I don't even know what the player was thinking. This was absolute atrocious.
A little over 13 or 14 minutes to go. Is it? Oh, 20 minutes, sorry. Am I doing? No.
No, 13
12,
minutes.
Yeah, 13 minutes to go in the games. I'm looking at the Southampton one as well. 13 minutes to go in the main games. A little bit longer in the Southampton game. A poor Chelsea second half, a winning 1-0. Fulham definitely could be back into this game. Newcastle have put the game to bed, I feel. 2-0 up at Aston Villa. Forest still lead 1-0. Haven't seen any gilt-edged chances for either side in that one. So it's looking good there. The pressure's surely going to mount on Ange Postecoglou. West Ham scored a little over 10 minutes ago. That man, the captain, fantastic Jared Bowen, has put West Ham in the lead. And it's still Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0 as well.
Forrest about to make a sub here. James Ward-Prowse about to come on. Substitute. Well, he might get one of his masterclass free kicks in there at the end and put it away for Forrest. But Spuds are looking to make a substitution. Do you think Pedro Porro is about to come on?
Question would be: was he not fit to start the game?
Well, surely he'd have. Surely
he's on the bench. He's sure fit enough.
Yeah, he starts all day if he's fit. Surely.
Somerville's just had a chance for West Ham. Oh, flash wide a goal. I think Ramsdale had it covered.
Oh, here we go. Looks like Kieran Trippier might have picked up a knock here. Matty Target's on the sideline for Newcastle. There might be a couple of substitutions here for Newcastle. Spurs making a double change. Udogi's coming off. Pedro Porro's coming on. Timo Warner's coming on.
Oh, Werner's getting a shot. He's getting a run, is he?
It worked for Son. Big call there.
Iwobi's bringing it forward here for Fulham, who have got plenty of men going forward.
Harvey Barnes and Matty Target have just come on for Newcastle. Oh, and Joe, it's a triple substitution. Joe Willock, Matt Target, and Harvey Barnes all come on for Newcastle.
Big fan of Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, Gordon's come off. Who's the other two?
Nkuku's now on for Chelsea. Reports of him leaving in the window. Unhappy with the bit part role that he's playing.
Substitution here for Forest too. Anderson and Gibbs White coming off. James Ward-Prowse coming on. And Jota Silva. Forest looking to
Wilson has equalised for Fulham. It's been coming. Ball in from Robinson. We talked about how good he was and has been this season for Fulham. In down the left-hand side, there's a header back, which I think is Munez, back across goal. And there's Wilson at the back left. It's just coming up on the screen now. Iwobi gets the ball. Neto goes down holding his face. Beautiful little ball inside. Robinson, back post. Who is that that's got it? It's Castagna with the header at the back of the post. It comes across and Wilson taps it in past Sanchez with his head. Bottom left-hand corner. Fulham have rocked Stamford Bridge. It is 1, Fulham 1. Title fading for the Blues.
That's a bit of good news for us there too, buddy.
82 minutes on the clock. It's been deserved, Matt. It's been absolutely deserved from Fulham. Fist pumps from Silva. He knows it. No easy game in the Premier League anymore, unless it's probably one of Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton.
Mate, well, probably the toughest season so far in the Premier League in quite some time.
Absolutely.
There is a lot of talented teams in the Premier League.
Minimum 15 good sides.
I mean, there's teams that are, in the bottom half of the table that would probably be up towards the top of a lot of leagues around the world.
Yeah.
Teams like, if you have a look right now, you got teams like Manchester City and Man United around middle of the table. Like, never in a million years would you have thought that. Like,
yeah.
Oh, hold on. We've got a goal here. Newcastle have gone up 3-0 through that man, Guimaraes.
Go on, Matt. Tell me about it.
Give me 2 seconds, mate. They're just going back to the replay. Yeah, still waiting for the replay.
I'll come back to you in a moment.
Yeah.
Let me
this
know.
Might be going to VAR.
I'll just get you to move on screen slightly, Matt, as well. Your face is hidden behind the scoreboard.
That man, Joe, I think it's Joe Willock with a ball in. It's Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes. Isak with the ball back into the box. Guimaraes with the finish. No, ref's given it. Yep, goal. Guimaraes with the tap in. Lovely bit of interlink play there from Newcastle. Well-deserved goal. Newcastle really pressing at home at the moment. I think maybe Villa should have made some substitutes earlier and got some fresher legs on and made a bit more of a game. But, oh, no. Was that goal been called? That goal been called off? Oh, the Guimaraes goal's been called off.
Does it look offside?
No, I didn't think it was offside.
It remains Newcastle 2, Villa 0. Here at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea doing their best to try and get the lead, but they've been woeful in this, absolutely woeful in this second half.
A couple of substitutions here for Forest. Chris Wood and Hudson Odoi coming off for Owanji and Souza.
That Guimaraes goal's been disallowed for handball.
Disallowed for handball, yeah.
Enzo Maresca struts up and down his touchline.
I think that was a pretty tough call on Guimaraes, considering it come off a deflection. And it's kind of hit him on the side of the back / arm. What can he really do? Isak blowing up at the referee again.
What we'll do, Matt, at the end of these games, is we will cross to the Southampton one for the last what will be about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Not much to talk about in these games that we haven't already covered.
No, not much going on between Forest and Spurs. It's mind you, here we go. Oh no, he's rattled the side net.
Who's that, Matt?
Oh, Wanji. He's just come on for Forest. Again, bit of sloppy play there by Spurs and by Forest, but Spurs just somehow managed to box him out, get him wide, and he's put one into the side netting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Spurs go from here. Like today,
It's the end of Big Ange. I'm telling you that.
But that Spurs haven't played badly today.
Start that again for me, Matt. Sorry, Matt. Start that again for me.
I was just saying, mate, Spurs haven't played that badly today. They've just lacked that sort of penetration to get some clear-cut chances. You know, I don't know exactly, whether, I don't know what more Ange can do, to be honest with you. I mean, he's just got players that aren't performing.
Do you know what Ange can do? Come up with a fucking plan B. The guy's he's stupid. He's stupid. And it's stupid to think you can't. You just got to play one way. I disagree with him so much. He's at the elite of football at club level now, other than the Champions League. But everyday club level, and he believes in playing one way and one way only. If that's how you believe, go back to the Scottish League. Go and do it in France.
Well, I got a question for you then. What are your thoughts on Arteta? Because for me, he's another manager that just lacks a plan B.
I disagree with that. He has had that issue, but he doesn't lack a plan B. He has other options where he plays. Ange doesn't, and he's so vocal about it, and it's poor. Fulham here pressing for the winner. If there's going to be a winner in this game, it's going one way. Robinson with the closes down at Adebayo.
For me, Arteta.
Big tackle in the middle of the park. Free kick to Chelsea. Kearney. Chelsea want to get on with it quickly. Sancho, Neto out wide. Ball into the box. Cucurella with the header blocked. Big save from Leno. Away by Issa Diop. Fulham.
Hanging on.
No, Chelsea showed some life for the first time in the second half.
Maybe Maresca's.
Jadon Sancho with the shot blocked by Leno down low. Cucurella as well. Their corner to Chelsea. 89-90 on the clock. Ball in from Palmer.
We've got 5 minutes of injury time here at Forest Spurs. Forest hanging on to a 1-0 lead at the moment. A well-deserved 1-0 lead too. I think
Iwobi coming forward. Trying to get a corner. Caicedo with it away. End-to-end now at Stamford Bridge. Both teams believe they can win this. Enzo Fernandez, middle of the park. Pedro Neto, fouled by Robinson. Be a yellow card for the American. Chelsea eager to get on with it.
Spurs seem to have lifted the tempo here at Forest. 4 minutes of injury time left. I guess they're going to have to try and really push hard to try and get some love out of this game. Where do you see Forest finishing this season, Chris? Sixth?
Yeah. Here comes Neto down the right for Chelsea, making a diagonal run towards the box. Goes for a left-footed shot. Come out to Sancho, left edge of the box. Sancho waiting for the overlap from Palmer, but no, cuts it back. Cucurella. Fulham trying to crowd him out. Still with Sancho.
Get up there, Fulham.
Sancho looks frustrated.
I'd love to see. I'd
Minutes of
love to see
injury
Fulham
time.
nab one.
5 minutes at Forest.
Yeah, they got 3 minutes left in the Forest game.
Still
in
got 8
injury time.
minutes of normal time left at St Mary's. Can they find themselves a goal? Should have had 3 in the first half. Wobie's coming off for Fulham. Sessegnon coming on for Fulham. Former Spurs man.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit quiet here in the Newcastle Villa game. Not that much going on. Free kick here at Forest Spurs. James Maddison about to put one in. Came to nothing.
Goal kick.
Spurs still with the ball. Forest defending well.
Murillo
Cleared it out.
and Milinkovic.
Yeah. Forest defending very, very well at the moment. Just no way through for Spurs.
Same here for Chelsea. Fulham standing firm, looking dangerous on the break.
Oh, no. Huh. Jed Spence with his second yellow card. He's been seen red and he's gone. On his return for Spurs to Forest, but he's been sent off.
Red card at the City ground. Dramatic moments. That Spurs down to 10 men as Fulham have a chance as well.
Oh, hold on, Chris. We've got another goal at Newcastle Villa. Newcastle have gone 3-0 up. That man, Joel Linton. Just waiting for the replay here. Villa that looks like that's going to stand.
Oh, it's a perler as well.
I'm still waiting for the replay, mate.
Absolute perler. Wait till you see that one. It's a ball in from, I'll describe it now as we run into the last few minutes of each game. Edge of the box, left-hand side. Joel Linton takes it, bends it into the far right-hand corner. Emmy Martinez, absolutely no chance. Newcastle 3, Aston Villa 0. Bad day at the office for Unai Emery's Aston Villa.
That was a terrible pass out from Konza, who had players. Oh, no, that was a Nana, who had players open everywhere. He's managed to pick out Joel Linton.
Fulham breaking forward here, cross into the box. Jimenez has gone. Is it Jimenez? Is it Munoz? It's Munoz.
Hey!
At the death. Bottom right-hand corner. Fulham picked up the ball. Long ball forward by Sanchez. Fulham win it at the back, head it forward, breaks down the right-hand side. Ball into the box, across. Chelsea at 6s and 7s. There's Munoz at the back post. He controls it and fires it across Sanchez into the bottom right-hand corner. And Fulham erupt. Daniel Knight, where are you in the chat? Maresca looks desperate. It's a long ball forward. Sanchez, there's 94 on the clock. It's won by Fulham in the middle of the park. Broke Chelsea. They've pushed all their men forward. Looks like Harry Wilson down the right-hand side. Munoz is unmarked, left foot into the bottom right-hand corner. It's so easy. Maresca slumped in his chair, and Marco Silva looks to have guided Fulham to all 3 points at Stamford Bridge this afternoon. Heartbreak for the Blues. Joey Knight, where are you, my son?
Joey Knight, where's Daniel Knight? Where's Baxi too?
Baxi, where the hell are you? I'm calling.
Where the hell are you? That's a great result for Fulham.
Marco Silva celebrates like Jose Mourinho for Porto against Man United, minus the knee slide. Deep into injury time at Stamford Bridge. This is surely it. I've said it during the game. Chelsea have been rubbish in this second half. Marco Silva, like an impatient 4-year-old at Christmas wanting to open his presents, just wants the full-time whistle.
Forest and Spurs is finished with a 1-0 win to Forest.
Heaps the
Big
pressure on.
Ange, not too happy.
Is Big Ange on the way out? You'll see the most
No.
depressive of interviews coming up. He can't argue that Spurs team was not a bad team today.
Yeah, look, Spurs didn't play bad, like I've said throughout the podcast. They just lacked some penetration and some
Ball into the
finishing.
box, massive save. Sorry to interrupt you. Bernd Leno's just pulled off a save that was as important as that Munoz goal. Ball into the box from Cole Palmer, left foot, far out on the right hand side. It avoids everyone. It looks like Mala. Is it Mala? It's Nicholas Jackson with a bicycle kick, and Bernd Leno's pulled off a huge save. Maresca with the corner. We're into added on time in injury time. 97.
Come on, Fulham.
Cole Palmer with the ball. Free kick to Chelsea, left-hand side of the box. It's been a dry, dire second half, but there's chances now. Cole Palmer looking for the quick one. Referee tells him to wait, wants to mark out the wall. Surely this will be the last opportunity. Still West Ham.
Will I get me 2-2 draw? Last minute, Jadon Sancho, equaliser.
We shall see. It is Cole Palmer standing over it. Arm up into the air. Ball into the box. Big header. Away. Neto back into the box. It's head tennis at Stamford Bridge. Cucurella heads it back in. Diop away with the header. Malo Gusto. Cole Palmer with the hoof. And that's it. Game over. Fulham have beaten Chelsea 1 at Stamford Bridge. A late Munoz drama. Can you Adam and Eve it this Christmas?
That's a great result for Fulham, that.
Marco Silva, high-fiving his backroom staff, goes to find Enzo Maresca. Cole Palmer put Chelsea in the lead. Harry Wilson equalised. And that man Munoz makes it Fulham 2, Chelsea 1, and that's how it's finished. Unbelievable scenes at Stamford Bridge. We did say, though, Chelsea won't go the entire season, and the league further falls into the hands of the Reds up in the northwest. And I'm not talking Manchester United. I'm talking Liverpool, who now have 2 games in hand on Chelsea and a 4-point lead. Marco Silva in the middle of the park. He goes to Munoz, pats him on the head. All of the backroom staff, the substitutes going to him as well. Full time at Bournemouth, Vitality Stadium, a bore draw. Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0. That's a better result for Palace than it is for Bournemouth. Full time at Newcastle, 3-0 there. Full time at Nottingham Forest, 1-0 there. Jed Spence sent off late on his return to the City ground. That leaves only the Southampton game, which has got a little over 6 minutes. They're into injury time there, and that is where we're going to go.
That win by Forest has moved them up into 3rd place on the league ladder with, Arsenal games still to come, but...
Mate, Forest looking good, mate. Newcastle up to 5th, Bournemouth into 6th, City 7th, Fulham 8th, Villa 9th, Brighton 10. That's your top 10.
That's a cracking result for Fulham.
Matt,
That really is.
Southampton game up on your phone whilst we enjoy the last 6 or so minutes of that game.
Yep.
The only one left this weekend. Southampton, if they lose, this will be the best part of 6.8 points adrift. If they lose this game, surely that'll be too little, too late.
God, they've gone into 7 minutes of bloody overtime too. Wow. There's Matt Letizia when you need him.
Exactly.
He was a brilliant. I love watching Letizia play. He was a brilliant player. Should have moved to a bigger club.
Absolutely.
Stayed loyal. Kept him in the Prem for forever.
Turn those live scores off below. Those ones are not going anywhere at the moment. That's the one we need. Just the Southampton game. So just to remind you, Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0 full time. Fulham snatched it late with a 2-1 win against Chelsea. Newcastle have won comfortably 3-0 against Villa. The big news there that Johan Duran sent off today. And more pressure on Aussie Big Ange. They have lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest and Jed Spence sent off there. Here it's West Ham 1, Southampton 0. VAR turning over a Rodriguez red card. Should never have been a red card. Southampton here have all pressing.
Southampton pressing. Oh. That was the most basic of mistakes there.
93 on the clock.
Oh. Do you think Ramsdale will get a move if Southampton go down?
He'll have to, mate.
Too good a keeper.
Yeah, I think he'll regret that move. But
Oh.
somewhere like Newcastle could come and knock in. Villa could come knock in for someone like Ramsdale if Martinez was to go.
Tottenham?
Nah, because of the Arsenal connection. Ramsdale wouldn't do it.
Oh.
As it stands, Captain Fantastic Jared Bowen has given West Ham all 3 points here as they tick towards 94 of 97 minutes.
Jared Bowen for me, such a brilliant player. I wonder how he's never made a move to a bigger club.
I think he's felt the weight of the armband this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Southampton coming forward here into the box, high and wide. I think that's Dibbling, was it?
Yeah,
Chance there. New manager Juric looking on.
Do you think Jared Bowen might get a move?
No, not at the moment. I think he enjoys his football there. Misses his Danny Dyer daughter, based out of East London girl. I don't think Bowen will be going anywhere. I know he's had chances with Liverpool and stuff in the past, but I think that ship's been and gone.
I don't think he might want one run at a title.
Nah.
No.
Nah, I think he'll take the pride of being captain of West Ham.
Yeah.
Southampton trying to play football here. 95 on the clock. A couple of minutes to go. Ramsdale's looking to knock it long, and long it goes.
Yeah. Southampton Creswell's just put it out over the sideline.
You're joining us late and you don't know the results. Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0. Chelsea have lost at home late 2-1 to Fulham. Newcastle have won comfortably 3-0 at home to Aston Villa. Duran with the red card. Nottingham Forest have heaped more misery on Spurs. 1-0 there.
Well, here we go with the long throw for Southampton here.
Every chance.
It's nearly all hands on deck, I think.
Just over a minute and a bit.
There it is. Flick on. No. Ball in. No. Ball in again. Oh! No, heads it wide. No, I can't pronounce that. On a YouTube.
Yeah, good chance. Onuachu.
Yeah, good chance. Just pushed it wide. I think that's gonna be the end of it for Southampton.
Yes. And the end of our stream this Boxing Day. Hasn't quite been the huge Boxing Day that we were expecting, but there was late drama and Chelsea lost, so that's a good start.
That's a joy.
Spurs lost.
Not to mention Spurs.
So
couldn't have asked for a better Christmas present, really, as an Arsenal supporter. City went down as well. Yeah, we just get Liverpool to lose. Things will be looking real good.
Absolutely. West Ham defending well. That'll be a free kick. It's got to be game now.
Yeah, it's into the dying seconds now. God,
Good result for Lopetegui. That leaves a little bit of pressure. Where's that? That's West Ham up to 13th, mate. Only 3 points off the top 10.
Yeah,
2 points.
Take that much pressure off him, really?
Yeah,
I think West Ham had far bigger
full time at St Mary's. Jared Bowen's goal in the second half makes it West Ham 1, Southampton 0. Not the result that Juric would have won on his debut. Lopetegui won't care. Good result for me. Good result. What, another 3 points onwards and upwards for West Ham. Not a dream performance by any imagination, but with a manager bounce, not a bad result either. Guys, that's the end of the stream. Do consider liking and subscribing if you've enjoyed today's show. Big thanks to Matt for covering the games as well with me, mate. Enjoy the rest of the festive period, and look, mate, we'll be back, no doubt, before we know it. But as we hit
very soon,
4:05 a.m. in the morning, it is very much time for bed, guys. Thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas, whatever you are doing. Stay safe. Big love, and we will see you soon here at the Footy Social Club. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.